I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from we young, from we there, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.
Yes, greetings and salutation. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host. My name is Man. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday morning. And the day has started well for you. If not, still, rejoice because we have life. And there's nothing greater than to know you live to fight another day. You live to see another day. And so, no matter what, let us give thanks for life because you're alive. Many people didn't make it through the night. And many people have not made it since daylight. So give thanks that you have life. You understand me? Want to say big up to all our subscribers, all our viewers, all the persons who share our content here at I Am Sure Sports. Really grateful as you continue to help us, grow what we're doing, as we continue to learn and improve on what we produce and put out there. We want to thank you. We want to stop and thank every single one of you. Your views are important. Your input is important. Your comments are important. We don't always agree on all things, but we have mutual respect. And for that, I am very grateful. You respect me. I respect you, though we have varying views. This is a platform where all of us get an opportunity to share what we believe, to share our perspective. You understand me? Regardless of what others may think, we kind of have a perspective and we share it because that's our perspective. You may not agree with it, like I said, but it's our perspective and we share it. You understand me? So big up and bless up one and all. All right? Yeah, man. Boy, may I tell you the prior work. Yesterday, I want to big up the persons who are on early. Coach Huey, Miguel. And Miguel is a player who has played on my team, right? So I'm going to, in fact, that this morning when I came up with what I was going to talk about, I was going to use him as a reference. Understand me? But I don't know him on the stream right now, so I don't know if we can really, you understand me, use him as an example. But I have a brilliant example that I want to share. So welcome everyone watching the stream again. The stream, I'm very grateful. Big up to Eagle Republic, yeah man, and we are grateful that we actually pray and we see some things, you understand me, so we give thanks for that. Big up Demo Dre, big up Me in Motion Studio, Bless up, Coach Karumi. You know, when I passed through yesterday on the way to the match, I did ask for you, you know, and they said they don't know where you're at because I wanted to link you up, but couldn't call because there are so many calls coming in. You understand me? But never saw you, but nonetheless, you understand me. We yeah, we give you a big shout out. Uh, yeah, man. Um, yeah, so some people have their thoughts on the game. And before I get into my discussion, I want to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something for the persons who are on, and I'm going to ask you to help me. And this is going to be the the basis of our discussion. The basis of our discussion will be based on this idea. All right. So let me bring that up, and I'm going to show you something, and I want you to give me a thought because I know you are very highly educated and intelligent people. Though you are on a YouTube platform, you know, I know many of you, your knowledge, you have impeccable knowledge. Um, so yeah, man, I'm going to answer that main motion about the team chemistry and thing. But just watch this. I'm going to share a picture with you people. Um, let me see if I can share the screen. I'm going to share something, and I want somebody to just give me a couple of things. Give me a couple of thoughts. Yeah. Let me see if I can do that. I see if I can find that. I don't know if I don't know how to do this. You understand me? So let me work with it and see. Not here. I think it is it here. Um, all right. So let's see if we can do it this way. No, I will be sharing that. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can share a picture with you. Let me figure. I have to try and work it out. You know, I have a picture that I want to share with you that I want to get your perspective on. Maybe I can go back in here. Yeah, and let me do it from here. All right, and I hope you can see the picture that I'm going to show. So let me see if I can find it. Let me go here, and because this is important. Like I said, this is important. I want a few more persons to come on so we can have a wider view in terms of what we see. All right, so watch me. Let me find the picture for you. Bam. Where is it? All right. Yeah, this is something that they do in psychology, right? Let me do it this way. Let me see if I can. Yeah. All right. So let's see if let me see if I can bring up. Yeah. All right. I want you to tell me. All right. You see that picture right there? I hope you can see it, right? What do you see? I want a couple of persons to tell me what you see when you look at the picture. What do you see? The one highlighted. What do you see? So once I get 5 persons to comment on the picture, then I make the point. Right on it says perception image, right? What do you see when you look at the picture? 5 persons, go ahead. And once you do that, then I make my point. When you look at the picture, what do you see? All right. Ishmael King says he sees couples like a male and a female. Suspect that is what he means. What do you see when you see the picture? So Ishmael King answered. I need 4 more persons. What do you see? Are you seeing the picture? Hope is not only Ishmael King seeing the picture. What do you see? Person says he sees couple two persons and a wine glass. There you go. All right. All right, Eagle Republic. Yeah. Tell me. So we need 3 more persons. 2 faces. All right, 2 more persons. And then we close the picture and we get perspective. Yeah. 2 faces. I need 2 more persons to respond quickly. Come on, don't make us spend all our time trying to get the responses. All right. All right. Couples and an object in the white face. So all right, great. All right. So why did I bring up that? Because that is perspective. Some persons would see 2 faces. Some people would see a vase or a vase. Some people call it. Right. Nobody is wrong. Nobody is wrong, you know. But depending and where your angle is at. You can see two faces, or you can see a vase, and nobody is wrong. In fact, Eagle Republic said he saw the two faces and he saw a vase or a wine glass, and nothing is wrong with that, because everybody have different perspectives. So that's what I want to talk about. Now, I was in the stadium, so I have a perspective that is different from the man who probably watched the game on television. So what I'm going to do is to do things from the perspective that I saw things from. It may not be the same thing as your perspective, but that is what I saw from my vantage point. So I'm going to give you my observations one by one. And then we're going to work together based on those observations to determine who played well and who are the best performers. Again, thanks to everyone in the comment section. Ishmael King, who joined on. Ryan LFC, big up. Andre, Drastic, big up. All the persons in the comment section. So let's go again. All right. So I was in the stadium yesterday. One of my first observation was in warm-up. You may be saying, man. So what did you see in warm-up? Let me tell you what I saw in warm-up. In warm-up, people, here's what I saw. In warm-up, I saw a Canada team with 20 persons warming up, the goalkeepers and the outfield players. How many of you can tell me how many support staff was out there? Take a wild guess and tell me how many support staff you think were out there with the Canadians warming up. How many persons you think were out there with the Canadian team in their support staff warming up? Tell me. 10. I see some people saying 10, some people saying 20, some saying 5, some saying 8. So there were 20 players on the Canadian team. 20 players on the Canadian team. You know how many staff? 20. Watch me. 20 staff. 20 staff. They had 20 players, and in total, including a couple of females, they had 20 staff warming up the team. All right. So I said, hold on, this strange, because I observed some things, you know. I didn't. People may say, management, why you never did any interview with any players? Because listen, I don't go stadium to do, and I respect the people who do those things, because I don't want any player believe because they endorse what I do, I can't criticize them. So I don't seek that kind of endorsement, because I always want to have a balanced view. Nonetheless, respect to all the persons who do the videos, but that's not me. I sat and I observed and I took notes on my phone. Took notes, right? There are 20 staff helping 20 players. That's 1-to-1. All right, so I said, let me count on the Jamaican side. Can you tell me how many persons I saw over the Jamaican side? So Jamaica had the same 20, you know, 20 persons. All right. Now, the head coach was not out there. Maybe he was strategizing but throughout the warm-up, the Canadian head coach was out there. The Jamaican head coach was not out there. No, this is, please, people don't say me I beat the coach. No, man, I'm not doing that. Let's give you the things we observe. So I suspect he was probably inside the dressing room, strategizing, planning, and preparing. No problem with that. All right. So the head coach was not there. Bam. The Jamaican head coach was not out there when the Jamaican team was warming up. All right. Bam. All right. So watch this now. Anyways, when I counted on the Jamaican side, I counted 10 persons. So if you add the coach that was in the dressing room, possibly, you would have 11. So Canada had 20 persons in their support staff. Jamaica had 10. if you understand football, modern football, you realize you have throwing coach, set piece coaches, coaches that organize the defense, coaches that organize offense, the head coach, you have a goalkeeper coach, you have physical trainers, you have masseurs, you have all of these things there. So one of my first thought is that we are short staff in the coaching department. So I observe now during the game, you know that one of the persons on the Canadian bench was doing videos on the bench and also taking notes. You realize that that person was their analyst. I don't know, but from where I stood, I did not see the same thing in the Jamaican setup. But I suspect that they have some analysts. But I could clearly see the person in the Canadian side who had cameras taking pictures and then writing notes like he's taking pictures of players and setup, especially in the first half of the game. Because in the second half of the game, Canada looked different. Well, you hear me? I'm just giving us perspective. Maybe some of you don't agree and you think this is a waste of time, this don't make no sense. But I want you to look at the whole context of football and realize, whoa, those things make a difference when it comes down to the final moments in a game. The final moments in a game. All right? That's my first observation. My second observation is that the Jamaica team had a drill, which is very common, where you had the offensive players were on one side and they were passing the ball. I can't show you the videos because of copyright issues, right? So watch this. So they have these, they had all the center forwards. I saw Kemar Roof, Andre Gray, Javon East, and they had two coaches up there throwing the ball across. Then one coach would drop the ball, and then the striker was supposed to take two touches and kick the ball. In that drill, Javon Watson suffered. The man couldn't control the ball or kick it. It means that his touch is poor or the field condition was atrocious. The field, people don't complain about the field, because if the field was better, Canada would have probably won the game from where I stood. The field conditions helped the Jamaican cause. I'm giving you things that we need to know, right? Anybody else was at the game, you can let me know what your thoughts are. All right? These are my observations. Then they had a defensive drill that we were doing. If you play football, you know, you get your back four and you have people in front of them, and wherever the ball go, one press, one balance, the other two cover. During that drill, let me stop and say, listen, during that drill. Bless up again to Ryan LFC. I see you in your Unseen Sports TV, Dre Anyweather. Big up yourself. Again, people, once you come on, please just hit the like button. All right? Really respect and appreciate that. All right? Yeah. All right? So, let's move on. Bam. So, that's one of the things that happened. So, they had this drill where the defensive players were supposed to pressure. This is Alvas Powell, Fisher, Lawrence, and Mariappa. In this drill, Alvas Powell was limping. All right? I had some persons who were beside me. Yeah, Demo. During that drill where they were trying to help them control the ball and kick it to the goal, Javon East was struggling to control the ball and kick it to the goal. In fact, you know what is funny? Kemar Roof, during that drill, kicked every one of the shots. Oh, he got 4 shots, and all 4 shots went over the top of the goal. Bowser was on target, Gray was on target, Lowe was on target, Bobby Reed was on target. East was struggling with controlling the ball, and he just ended up passing the balls to the goalkeeper because his touch was so poor while Roof booted several of his over the top of the goal. Telling you now, I look for the details. I'm not the devil, but they say the devil is into details. I'm not the devil, but I'm into details. In the drill, I saw Alvas Powell limping. I said to the people beside me, it looked like Alvas Powell has not recovered, because there seems to be a limp. All right? But anyways, the game started. The game started with, remember people how the game started. Jamaica got the kickoff. We're kicking towards Nannyville, right? Nannyville. If you know the stadium, we you know the big side where the big TVs at, that's the goal that Blake was in at the start of the game. So we're kicking in the Nannyville direction, if you know the stadium. All right? The kickoff was Jamaica. Roof played the ball. I think Mariappa got the ball. Mariappa was playing on the left side of the back two. So he turned to pass the ball to Alvas, but Alvas was limping. Mariappa played the ball upfield. Bowser, Fleming, Kemar Lawrence, and one other person was in that zone. Bowser won the ball. Fleming kind of get it from Bowser's original touch. And we kind of almost created a chance. And we started pressing Canada in there. I think Roof could have pressed the keeper some more, and Canada, after a couple of minutes, were able to come out, because Canada was struggling at the beginning of the game because the Jamaica team was very sharp. They were aggressive. They were pressing. They were breaking up plays. They were fouling a whole lot. All right? Alvas couldn't collect the ball from Mariappa because you could tell that he was supposed to get the ball and play the diagonal. Mariappa had to do it because Mariappa turned inside and still played the ball outside in the opposite direction. So you figure that he wanted to pass it to Alvas, would have played a diagonal. So you could have told from that moment that Alvas was carrying a little niggle. This is not to beat Alvas, but I'm giving you a perspective. So right throughout the game, if you're in the stadium, I don't know if a TV captured this. Maybe you can watch it again with what I'm telling you, and you will see and say, oh, this man is going to talk about. Watch this. Alvas Powell was limping throughout the game. I respect a man who, even when he's injured, I see Kobe Bryant do it. I see Michael Jordan do it. You understand me? I've seen players who have injuries and they want to go out there. If you're a Manchester United fan, I've seen Rio Ferdinand play injured, Paul Scholes. I know there's a place for that. But brethren, when the injury is going to hamper your performance and affect your team, you have to make a better decision. You have to be wiser. So I'm going to tell you my conclusion to that, because I don't want to belabor the point there. The coach would have known that there's an issue with Alvas based on the Gold Cup and the last game where he came off limping. Everybody would have seen. So here's where my observation is important. During the warm-up, the coach was not out there. So nobody would have reported to the coach. Brethren, Dre, anyway, not tell what kind of brother, what kind of shades, me no want a man tell me not, brother. With all due respect, people. If me say Roof that kick the ball over the top and he kick the ball, what kind of shade me at show? Come on, man, we could have some big conversation, man. Me done with little boy argument. A big man argument me have on football. Big man argument me have on football. Me done with little boy argument. A big man argument me have. You understand me? Come in this because more and give perspective. We help people. Me not in this for likes. Me not in this for cash. Me in this because I want to give perspective. Me not show no shade pan no man. Me not have time for waste. So let me go on and continue myself. It is obvious from where I stood that it was not reported to the coach. It was not reported to the coach that Alvas was limping, or if it was reported, they didn't make the change. So how did that affect us? We drew the game, you know. So you have to commend the coach and the players. Even if you don't like the coach, you have to say, well, he got the job done. You have to clap everybody, brother. We have to appreciate that the team got a point when most of us, if not all of us, thought that Canada was going to spank us. We got a point. All right? Because me I give you players, me I give you everything. Me I go talk about roof. Wait till me get to roof. Because me I will get to roof. No worry on yourself. Me I will get to roof. And me I get to Fleming. Because me not do interviews with players. Me not call players and talk to them. Because me not come in at this so me can be friend with this person and that person. I came into this because me love football. Right? Me I get to everybody, brother. Give me some time. Me have whole heap of time. I just 26 minutes gone. All right? Let's move on. The coach should have known, and this is where now we got a result. Big up to the coach. Big up to the players. Even if he's supposed to get fired, and this you can't fire him based on this result. You can fire him based on the performance, but not the result. You can fire him based on the performance, but not the result. All right? But however, you can look at his overall results and make a decision. But on this Canadian game, you have to clap the players. Like I said, I respect what Alvas Powell did because he went out there with an injury that could hamper his career. Because, you know, certain injuries, if you aggravate them. I have an injury that I had from in Red Stripe Premier League, them time, the Premier League under 21 that I used to play. And even today, people who know me know that even when I play football today, it still hurt me. You know why? Because I forced myself to play when I was injured. So I know that. All right? The coach should have known that Javon Watson can play centre back. Because, listen, he never hesitated. The coach never hesitated. The coach knew that once. The moment Alvas Powell went down and they said this, the coach didn't contemplate. I was there. He didn't contemplate with his assistants. He didn't contemplate with anybody. Other players were warming up. And the moment Alvas went down, he sent Speedy to warm up. And Speedy had the shortest warm up. And Speedy came into the game. Now, watch this. The adjustment that the team made in that moment worked out well for Jamaica. Would you all agree? It was a very good adjustment. In fact, if you look at the game, you'd say, boy, maybe it's a good thing. It's a good thing that Alvas get injured because the team played better when Javon Watson went to centre back. Watch this. When Javon Watson went to centre back and when Speedy came in and stood beside Grant. I'm telling you, I don't know if you saw that on your television. But that is what happened. The team played better. So my only question to the coach and people may not be Tappa today is this. Knowing that Watson can play centre back and Alvas was limping, the best game Speedy has played is when he played beside Grant. You know that the older a player is and the more unfit a player is, you either play them in centre forward or centre back. Why didn't he play Javon Watson at the beginning at centre back and start Speedy and Grant? So we wasted a change, in my opinion. because the coach knew that Alves could not have lasted the game. So why then, knowing that you would have played Javon Watson at centre back, why don't just start the game that way? That's all. Just start it that way. Put Javon Watson there, and then because, like I said, that we have the video and Coach Miller breaks it down, but we can't show the videos because of copyright issues. But if you want, if you hit me on Instagram, I can, at the end of the show, I can send you some clips and show you how much Javon Watson walks when he plays midfield. All right? He looked better in centre back. Not that he was excellent, but he looked better in centre back than, in fact, the only chance that Canada got, is because Watson not fit. You remember how they got the chance? Let me break that down for you. And I'm giving you football. Listen, I don't want people beat Roof, because, like I said, some of the things that you didn't see, because Roof is one of the best Jamaican players on the field. But like certain things you can't see. Roof was one of the better players on the field. So let me get to that. All right? He missed a chance or two, but when you analyze the game, you get to that. I was at the stadium, so we will get to that. So don't bother beat the money. So let me tell you this now. The chance that Canada got, the main chance that Canada got was this, right? And all right, so the people who watch the game, you know that when Jamaica gets any free kick or corner, all the Canadians come back in the box and they play zonal defense. Watch the game again. But when they break with 5 players. On the side that Alphonso Davies play, the double team over there, they have one in the center and they have one on the other side, and they have one who tracks in behind. So they have, the man them fast like a bullet. As soon as they win the ball, the 5 person just run like they're sprinting like they're like each man is in a lane running 100-meter sprint. That's how they break. They're very fast on the counter. It's just that they never had the quality up front. So when they break on the counter, it ended up that Alphonso Davies was matched up with Javon Watson. Watch the game. That's how the chance was created. He got around Javon Watson and got all the way to the byline. When the ball came across, Blake kind of went down at the near post and the ball came to the back post. And the Canadian player was coming, and when he hit the ball, Blake did brilliant save. This is in the kept Jamaica in the game. Brilliant save. You may not agree with Blake being the captain of the team, but when you talk about top goalkeepers, Blake is one of the top goalkeepers. I tell people, I believe this youth could be a top goalkeeper in the world if he were in Europe. I don't know why he's still in MLS. Maybe his family is in the States and he don't want to leave. All right? So watch me. You know how that player got the ball? Because I know your TV. You have to go and watch about the game. Kemar Lawrence was marking a player. The player came inside. Kemar Lawrence had to come inside with the player. You know who should be tracking back? It should have been Junior Fleming. Everybody in the stadium said, Fleming, track back. Fleming, track back. Fleming, track back. You know what he did? He stopped. That's how the man get the shot. Now, the weakest part of Junior Fleming game, and people don't see this in what the game now, because when he goes up front, him do some stuff and him very fast. But you see, defending, he is poor. Poor defensively. He doesn't track runners. Him sprint off. He reminds me of Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez, a lot of people say Alexis Sanchez work hard. No, him just sprint off very fast. You think him doing a whole lot, but he make a 5-second sprint and then him stop and start walk. That's what Junior Fleming was doing yesterday. That's how that person got the chance. A lot of times, Kemar Lawrence was under pressure because Junior Fleming don't track back enough. Let's go on the other side. May I give you a perspective? I'm going to show you something because people giving Roof a hard time. We're going to talk about that. On the other side, you know that a lot of people say Bobby Reid, what Bobby Reid doing in number 10 and what him doing? Let me tell you this. The reason why Fisher can look so good, because Fisher did not look bad. I'm going to tell you some things and watch the game again, people. Is because Bobby Reid never allowed him to go one-on-one with Alphonso Davies. People, watch the game again. Watch the game again, people. Every single time Alphonso Davies and the other player over on that side tried to double team Fisher, Bobby Reid was covering. Watch the game again. Bobby Reid was excellent defensively. In fact, it was obvious. It was obvious that the coach, and you may say Whitman on a strategy, you may not rate him, you may want this thing, but it is obvious he told Bobby Reid to focus more on his defensive responsibility. Bobby Reid, it was like we were playing double right backs. But we don't get to see these things when we watch it on television. So don't cuss that Bobby Reid play bad because you don't see him a take on man and a beat man. Bobby Reid played well. Bobby Reid played well. That is why Fisher played well. People are going to knock Fisher. Say Fisher nearly give away a goal. Fine. I think Fisher's body position is so poor. When him collect the ball, him always seem like him in trouble. Made a couple of mistakes. But you tell me how many times Jamaica crossed the ball in this game and created opportunities during the run-up play. How many times? Fisher made more crosses in dangerous places in this one game than Alvis Powell in the last 10. Check it. I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to drink some water. And I want one of you tell me a game that we can go look at. 10 games. In this one game, Fisher had more effective crosses in the box than Alvis Powell has had in 10 games. I'm not beating Alvis because he's injured. So talk to me, people. So when we're going to beat the players then, brother, we must beat the players with justifiable cause. Shamar Nicholson should have scored a header from a Fisher square. In fact, Fisher frequently went forward, but every time he went forward, a square came in that created an opportunity. In other words, in the offensive phase of the game, Fisher was effective. In the defensive phase, you could say he was average because it was on his side that the square came in from. And he never looked comfortable on the ball in defense, but he looked comfortable in offense. You remember the first opportunity that Jamaica got? It was Bobby Reid. It was a Fisher and Bobby Reid combination on that side. And it was Fisher who passed the ball to Bobby Reid, and Bobby Reid squared it to the back post. People, Junior Fleming should have scored the goal. Junior Fleming should have scored. Junior Fleming got the header under no pressure at all. He could have leaned back. He could have jumped. All he had to do was to head the ball in the direction that the square is coming from. He headed the ball in the near post area. All he had to do was to head the ball in the direction, and we score. We would have scored. Marky in the second half, he hit the post, but that was a goal.
He was under no pressure. He was under no pressure. He could have stepped back. He could have jumped because the ball was chipped over to the back and it defeated all the Canadians. No, we don't go beat no man and we don't go tell us that Fleming's no good on him like that. Listen, brethren, we have to get past that. Every time a man miss a goal and make a mistake, then no good, them can't play ball. I'm not, like those arguments, you know, make no sense. You understand me? And we can't compare players. We can't say, okay, our standard of measurement is if you're not good as Messi, you're not good. If you're not good as Mbappe, we have to use different standard to measure people. All right? And I keep saying, Junior Fleming don't concentrate long enough to start. Junior Fleming don't concentrate long enough to start. Junior Fleming needs to come on in Jamaica's team because he's not very good defensively and he's not clinical offensively. He doesn't. Junior Fleming made no forward passes of any effect in the entire game that he played. Check it. I'm telling you. So in other words, he wasn't contributing to the offensive play and he was a liability on defense. Positionally, he's very bad when we defending. I can't show you. I wish I could show you the videos. But his positional defense and his ability to track players, very, very poor. Watch this. So let me get to, because some people disrespect Roof. Again, when you and I learned this, people, that's why I showed you the picture before. Yes, when you watch a game on your television, honestly, you don't see certain things. Believe me. When you watch a game on your television, you don't see certain things. Trust me, man, you don't see certain things. 68 people on the live, just 31 likes. Come on, man, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on, hit the like button, people. 70 person watching. We must can get at least 50 likes for the video. All right? And if you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. All right? Now, Kemar Roof, because a lot of people are saying that Kemar Roof not good, and that is because Kemar Roof, that last shot that he had, where he kicked it over the bar when two players were on it, it was really a 3 versus 2, very great opportunity. I think his decision making was poor on that play. He tried to go for the top left-hand corner of the goal, ball went over the top, but he had two persons that he could pass the ball to. Very poor decision. But I put it to any of you to watch the game and look at his pressing, he winning the ball off the Canadians. Here's what I wanted to watch. Kemar Roof's responsibility was to put a lot of pressure on the main CDM for Canada. That player get a yellow card and could have been red carded because of Kemar Roof pressure. Right? Watch the game again. Kemar Roof won more balls off the Canadian midfield and defense by his pressure than Shamar Nicholson did. Kemar Roof won more free kicks for Jamaica after winning back the ball than all the other attackers did. Only Grant in midfield won more free kicks for Jamaica than Kemar Roof. The issue I have with Kemar Roof is that I don't think he can manage the bustle in midfield. Like when he gets into midfield, the roughness of the midfield, you can tell that he's a striker, and he can't manage the bustle in midfield because he gets moved off the ball very easily. That is how
Alphonso Davies got that free kick. That Alphonso Davies free kick was similar to how Kemar Lawrence lost the ball in the Panama game. People, I was there. Same way, and they will get the foul, and Alphonso Davies had this free kick that went so close to goal that if it went to the goal, I don't think Blake would have had an opportunity to save it. So for the people who are saying, listen, do you know that Kemar Nicholson, you know that one coach came on and said that Kemar Bowser is one of the better headers in CONCACAF. And you can see that on the defensive end when we have corner. There are certain things that, like almost every time Bowser goes back to defend a set play, Jamaica wins those headers. All right? His hold-up play, I don't think is the best. But do you ever wonder how come in a game where Bowser is playing, none of the headed opportunities fell to him? One fell to Fleming and one fell to Roof. Roof headed it at the 6 yard. I think he should have scored that as well. And he missed it. He got one also in the Panama game that I think he should have scored because that's how he normally scores. And he missed it. You know why? You have to, listen, you must respect a player when he finds himself in the good position or in the right positions. So when we talk in football, don't look at just the chance that the player missed, but the player was able to find himself in the right space at the right time, so the opportunity could have been there. That takes intelligence and smarts. I'm going to pause and I'm going to take some of your comments right now. So I don't want us to say that Roof no good, because he may not have an excellent performance, but he wasn't bad. Fisher may not have an excellent performance, but listen, in the phases of the game, he did good in the offensive phase and in the defensive phase. Going up against, people forget that he was going up against Alphonso Davies. Forget the name of the other Canadian. The Canadian, he's their left back, black guy, plaited hair. And they also had Jonathan David coming out there. And O'Neill Fisher, for the most part, held his own against Alphonso Davies. And then people are going to say that the youth don't play good and him no good. I don't like, what do we use to analyze that? I watch Alphonso Davies dominate people, big defender. All over the world, in Champions League, big clubs in England dominate their defense for Bayer. And he never had a clear shot on goal. That's what I'm saying. So let me take some of these comments. Fabian Full, you're right. But that's one phase of the game. What does he do with position defensively? I said that. His body position when he gets the ball in the defensive third is so poor that he's always under pressure. Either he go outside or he kick it, get the goalkeeper. He always, but in the offensive phase, he's very good. And when it comes on to defending against the opponent, those phases were good. Those phases were good. So it's just like, come on, because Kemar Roof the ball over the goal, Kemar Roof no good. Like, we can't measure the football like that, man. People put up something. Jane was asking, did do enough to warrant a starter in the next game at right back? We're playing against Honduras. Honduras has lost Figueroa, their main centre back throughout this tournament, and their captain. And their original right back is also out on 2 yellow cards. And they have 2 other players out. I think one of their D mid and one other defender. So they are going to have a weakened team. All right. Now, Alvas is like, let me not say, boy, this is where now I don't. I would hope that Alvas gets time to rest. So Lowe is going to come back in, obviously, to play beside Mariappa. And I think Javon Watson needs to be on the bench. All right. I still believe that Fisher is not the best option. I honestly believe that Javian Brown would be a better option because I can only talk from what I've seen of his play for Vancouver. He is just as good in the offensive phase and he has better composure in the defensive phase of the game. So I would go with Javian Brown. However, the coach's job is on the line. And he's going to put players out there that he trusts. I said that I was going to use my team. I have a player in here who used to play for my team. And I remember I'm always saying that no matter how hard him train, me giving certain people game and not giving them a game. Him say him don't miss training, him come early, him do everything. And if all man all miss training, I still don't give him any game. Right? And he believes he could do the job. And sometimes the players don't play good. And he said that if I were there, I would do better than the player. And he always says that to me. And then me realize I criticize Tappa, say Tappa play certain people, but as a coach, I have that too. It is not right, you know. But coaches sometimes, including me, have a way of trusting in some players that no matter how hard you train, they're not going to replace those players. And that's the fear I have with Javian Brown. That's my thing. So, Dre Anyweather, I think I think Dre Anyweather, like the question I asked earlier, come into the comments, people, that I would probably start Javian Brown. I think some main motion studio, I don't know if you know O'Neal Fisher, but I think O'Neal Fisher would look better in a back, like where there's a back three and he has the liberty to go, because he's very good squaring the ball. That's one of the things I observe. He's very good squaring the ball. It's the same thing. Like one of the other opportunities, you know, was that shot by Kemar Lawrence, which is going to lead to my other point. But let me take 5 of the comments them and read them out for you. Again, thanks everyone for watching. 83 persons on. Please hit up 46 likes. Hit up the like button, people. Some of you talking about football, I don't know about football, only talking for the game's sake. All right, Kwame, Abendigo. And Jordan says, was Blake injured at the end of the match or was it cramps? No, he's going to be okay. He's going to, I think he came for a ball and he got a little touch, but he's okay. If it's a roof not good, none of the strikers, them not good because they miss easy chances. Fear is fear. All our strikers currently need a lot of chances to score, and we need to sharpen up in that area. Yeah. When a man gonna say roof not good, I mean, it like, come on, man. We mustn't, a man who can't play always quick to say players don't good. Yeah, man. We have to be, I know sometimes the upset, but for a man, look at Roof play yesterday and say the man not good. Like, we got too far. We have to take out the emotions. Brown low, Mario Taxi, Grand Speedy, Maggie low, Roof, Gray. Okay, I see that. Fabian foot. All right, so let me take a couple more. Center back. Brown, by the way, Brown says he can play CB right back on the other side. I knew he could play there versus the USA. All right. Now you're talking. Fisher is a right winger, not a right back. He can help you most offensively. Yeah, and so this is where coaching is important. Again, you know, You know what people say me I beat the coach, but this is where coaching is important. What I saw Speedy doing offensively means that this guy has something to offer in a situation where his main focus is what he does on the offensive end, but he will give you a good a shift on the defensive end. All right. What was one of the bigger problems? Started, once Canada started possessing the ball, you saw some of the problems we had in midfield. You saw some of the problems we had in midfield. Someone needs to look back in the eyes and ask him if he. Hey, listen. I believe check them comment as he run into a defender, him turn back. Okay, I don't agree with that. Listen, let me. Sorry about that comment, people. Hey, all right. So let me get to the midfield. All right. Anthony Grant also showed us that we needed a genuine CDM. He protected the CB so well. Okay. All right. Listen. Again, Anthony Grant is. Let me tell you. Listen. So, all right. You know that there are different phases to the game. There are different phases to the game, right? Anthony Grant, and I suppose to have a couple of coaches coming on or calling in to talk. No, man, that's a problem. I understand. It's just that you see through the glasses. Poor me, me an old man, Me don't understand some of the things. When we put it up, me I say, no, me know what. Me don't want to say that about the ball. But yeah, Quelch, see what on jet. You have to work with me because sometimes you have a real glasses them here people. I don't know fun things. So what happened is that by the time I see what the comment is saying is on the thing, we don't want to, you understand. But I understand, man. No, I totally understand sometimes the emotions and people want to express themselves. But yeah. So Anthony Grant, all right, he's a very smart player. All right. And that is why we should not talk about people's commitment and all of those things. All right. Watch this. Why? Because listen, there's nothing that indicated to me yesterday that Grant is not committed to Jamaica. Nothing that indicated to me that Bobby Reed is not committed. Nothing indicated to me that Roof not committed. Nothing that Jamal not committed. That Andre Gray not committed. Who again? Listen, so when it comes down to commitment, this game proved to me is that the players, at least those players that were there, are committed to the cause. And Grant is an example of that. I saw a man foul Kemar Roof. And you know what Grant did? The man was so upset. The man run down the player and push him in the back. I don't know if you guys saw it. And the referee gave a card. I thought he was going to get a yellow, but he didn't get a yellow card. But he ran down the player and pushed the player on his back like him and said, Bridget, don't play my teammate like that. You need that in the midfield. He was up in the Canadians' faces, up in the referee faces. You could hear the man talking. What are you doing? You listen. You need that out there. He wins the ball very well. He protects the ball when he wins it. He makes accurate passes. He takes his time, and he have a little cutting, and he moves right, and he passes the ball around. He doesn't make a lot of bad passes. He makes a lot of what you call smart passes, but not long passes. All right. Here's the issue that Grant is going to have, because Grant don't want to go and receive the ball. So when you actually watch the game again, please, if you don't believe me. When we have a throw-in, you don't see Grant trying to collect the ball, and Javon Watson don't have the energy to do that. So what we had is that when we had a throw-in, we had nothing to do. Here's the other issue. When we had, and one of the reasons Fisher looked bad is that Fisher had none of the CDM coming to take the ball off him. Therefore, when one player don't operate in their function, it's going to make a next player look bad. All right? What do I mean? It means that for Grant to be effective, he has to have Like, let me say it, for Grant to be more effective, he needs a ball player around him. So his primary job would be to shield the back line and pass off the ball. He couldn't do that with Watson. Because Watson, though he did that shift in defense, Watson don't have the energy to run here and collect the ball. When Speedy came on, Jamaica started making more passes. Did you see that? So, for the coach, if you play Grant, you have to put Speedy beside him. Or you need Ravel Morrison. Somebody said it. This is where a Ravel Morrison is important. Because Grant is going to win those balls. Grant is going to win those balls. Or somebody else. Grant, DJ, I don't, you understand me? Is going to win those balls. Right? But in terms of ball winning, shielding and protecting that ball, very, 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 very good. Mobile in the middle of the park. I felt like he even played better. It's almost like he felt more comfortable with Speedy beside him than Javon Watson. I think Grant feels better with Speedy beside him because he knows his limitation. He knows his limitations. He knows his limitation. All right. So some of those are key observations. I don't know if there's anything that you want to ask me. Let me see this. Last night I realized we did not bring any out and out wingers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That. What did we have any out and out wing on the bench though? I don't think we had an out and out wing on the bench. I don't know that we have any out and out winger on the bench. Mr. Porter, blessings, bless up Sports Frenzy backline and give us a sense of security in midfield. Yeah, but Grant is also not mobile. I can show you some clips in it. He's not mobile enough to, you understand me, to go and collect the ball off Speedy or to collect the ball. No, we need somebody beside him, and Javon Watson can't do that. And what will happen is that, remember how football is that if you don't carry out your role, it could make me look bad in my role. So why we have to play the long ball? Because we don't have, when you have Javon Watson and Grant, you don't have anybody on the field to collect the ball off them. Yeah. Good point, Fresh Guard. Norman Camden Brearter got to have been useful coming off the bench yesterday. Yeah, but that is water under the bridge because they are not in the squad. And as far as I know, everybody is at the airport and nobody has been added to the squad headed to Honduras unless they are going to come in from the USL. So it is the same set of players with Low included that have gone to Honduras as far as I know. Yeah, Fabian Fusse, Ravel, Stewart, and Ravel and Stewart. But I think that's true. There's a place for Grant. I will say it once. Damian Lowe can learn from Haka. Played last night as he only did the simple things and let the job and left the job to the Jason Ferrand hey, listen. Post to let the fans see it. All right. So here you go, people. So I have a video link, right, that I want you to look at. Where is it? I don't see it yet. Coach Jerry. Coach Jerry, where did they send the link? I don't see the link yet because I'm going to post the link so you can go and watch the video so you don't think that I'm joking. Suppose Jerry, you can send it to me on WhatsApp because I'm not seeing it so that I can post it, right? Yeah, man. So watch this. I love this Jason Ferrand. I think what Lowe need to do is look what Javon Watson did. right? Management, I sent you the video link. Post it, let the fans see it and make their own judgment. Where did you send it, coach? Maybe this is it. All right, people. So I'm going to send you this video. I'm going to put this link in here so that you guys can get to see it. You understand me? You can get to. Hold on. Copy the link. And that's the supporting movement and mobility of the CDMs. All right, respect, coach. All right, so this is what I'm saying. If yeah, all right. So I'm going to. I don't think there's any problem if it goes in here. All right. So I just posted the video. When you have some time, people go and look at it because I don't want to think like I'm not saying what I'm saying don't make sense. All right. So it's there. But Jason Fern was making a very valid point about maybe what needs to happen is, let me get it. Let me get back Jason Ferrand comment. All right. That's it. Haka played last night as he only did the simple things and left the job at this CM and CDM. And I think that is what he can learn indeed. Javon Watson did very little on the ball. He stayed in his position. He never tried to run out of his position to go and try to win the ball and mess up the defensive line. And that is important. Very true. And I hope the coaching staff will look at some clips and show it to him today. Thoughts on map. I thought he was good too. And when is Gray gonna start? Boy, listen. I don't know when Gray is going to start. But Maps played well. But let me give you a couple more observations. People, I don't know. Oh, pin the link. Okay, all right. That is true. That's what I need to do. Not true. Pin the link. Let me pin the link. All right. So I'm going to do that. Give me a little time. I saw pin the link. I saw pin the link. We don't know. So we don't have no. Oh, we don't have no. We don't have no moderator, you know, so we have to go and work the thing by ourselves. All right. So watch this now. Let me give you something else that I observed with this Jamaican team. All right. One of the things I observed with the team, in this game, boy. All right. So in this game, one of the things that I observed, and this is critical, is the importance of fans in the stadium. The importance of fans in the stadium cannot be overlooked. There's a need for fans to be in the stadium, people. People, there's a need for fans to be in the stadium. I am telling you that. We need fans in the stadium. The fans in the stadium made a huge difference yesterday. Huge difference. We need fans in the stadium. Why we need fans in the stadium? If you watch the game, you'd have realized that the 20 Canadians that were there, they were clapping, they were shouting on the Canadians. I mean, the Jamaicans did what they did, but the Jamaican people that were at the stadium they are not really, I would say they are not really fans. They are persons in certain capacity who come on and watch the games. If we had fans, I believe we would have won the game. I think what affected us last night as well was the lack of fans at the National Stadium. And I honestly believe that if we had fans, it would have further spurred on the team to win this game. Yeah. It's about Damian. Yeah, he has a need to tackle, man. But fans needed to be there. Eagle Republic, you're right, bro. He loves to tackle too much. And that is, I think, one of the biggest problems with Damian Lowe. He has a need to tackle. And and that needs to be he needs to fix that. He needs to work on that. But again, we have to find a way. So I don't know if anybody is listening. Listen, I think that Mrs. Grange knows my voice, because I mean I stood up at the end of the game and I was crying out, Jamaica, hit this now, score, 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 goal, 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 goal. And of course I noticed that she stood up and she looked around and she saw me and she smiled. And you know, me start to same time people. The start say people, we need fans, we need fans, we need fans, we need fans in the stadium. We need fans. We need fans in the stadium. That's what I started saying. We need fans in the stadium. We need fans in the stadium. We need fans in the stadium. Because we need fans. We need fans in the stadium to support the team. We need fans in the stadium, people, to support the team. We need the fans. We need the fans, man. And so I'm asking the powers that be. I'm asking the powers that be to please, 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 please open up the stadium so that the fans can come in and support the team. We need the fans in the stadium. I'm telling you, people, we need the fans. The fans made a difference. So I'm going to make an appeal again for the games in November to have the fans. Because watch this. Let me show you. You know what the point standings are? Let me share the point standing and show you that there's light at the end of the tunnel. We have some critical games coming up, and I still believe. Look at this. Look at this, people. All right? That's the point standing. Then we have something else. All right. Any of you watch the video? Or I need to pin the video. Yeah, the video is pinned. You need to go and watch the video. It's not long. And then you'll see what we're talking about the midfield. Go and watch the video. Just keep this running, watch the video, and then come back and make some comments. I see Rob Smith. Rob Smith says this. Look what Rob Smith watch the video and hear what he says. Let me get Rob Smith's comment. He says, Jermila just watched your video and came back. It's almost amazing how people only see what they want to see. Speedy might be our most complete midfielder. Go and watch the video, man. Yeah. But watch the point standing, people. So Jamaica on 2, right? Who do we play? Honduras. How many points Honduras have? 3. All right. So if we beat Honduras, if we are on 5. All right. That means we'll be tied on points with El Salvador. El Salvador plays Mexico, because Rome was built in a day now. We have to go block by block by block. We'll be tied on points with El Salvador, because I suspect El Salvador going to lose to Mexico. All right? You know who our next game is? After El Salvador, we have in the same window. So, our next game will be El Salvador in November. Right? And then after El Salvador, we have the United States in that same window in November. If we can beat Honduras today, I have some, it's not breaking news, but I got a picture of the people leaving Jamaica to go, and it's very telling what I observe. Hold on, people, I'm going to share that with you, but let me talk about this first, guys. Hey, people, I have some people who subscribe to my channel. Respect to all of the subscribers. Respect to all of the subscribers. You know who you are, right? I have some subscribers that work in some places. People who work in North America, Central America, in the Caribbean, and in the United Kingdom. And watch this. Sometimes they send me the most amazing things about Jamaican footballers and 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 the Jamaica Football Federation, just stuff that is happening that we don't get to see. Some of those things I don't share because there's a lot of things, but we don't share them because we love the football. But I'm going to share a very telling details of a very telling picture I saw of people leaving Jamaica. All right. So watch this now. So we have a coach who's going to break down some things, and I'm just going to easy and let him do it. Right. Watch the thing now. Bam. If we can beat Honduras, we go to 5 points, and then we have El Salvador at home, and if we win that, we go to 8 points. Then we have the USA, which we would need to win. Seem impossible. I bring up that to say that I saw a photo. Okay, people, you start. So you hear what everybody who go and watch the video, what they're saying, they realize Speedy is constant. Watch the video, people, and you'll realize who is Jamaica's best midfielder. All right. Yeah. Yes, Dimo, that's what I'm doing now, but I'm going to just touch on it, but I'm going to do a show to cover it. Watch this. There's a person who this is the first time they are traveling with a Jamaica team. There is a part of the federation. He's a coach, and this is the first time he's traveling with the traveling party to go to a game. The first time since he has been operating in his capacity. He was spotted at the airport going to Honduras with the team. What that means, we wait, we watch, and we will see. If you know anybody at the airport, ask them to send you the picture, because I won't. But I have Coach Miller, finally.
Yeah, well,
What's going on? How you doing?
not too bad. Thanks for having me.
You're most welcome, man. All right. Listen, I know you're full of breakdown. I don't even know what to say, but you take over, man. Give us some breakdown. Talk to us, because
No, I don't really want to take over, and I just like to know that some persons look at the video and they're confirming what I've always been saying. The game is played in 4 phases. So we have the attacking phase, we have the defensive phase, and we have 2 transitional phases, which is the attacking transition and the defensive transition. Now, I've always been the one to say our biggest problem is our attacking play. Now, with the quality players, I've always heard people blaming the players and their qualities. And I'm saying these are professional players. These are players who play week in, week out at top levels, you know. So it must be that they have good technical ability. So you can never question their technical ability. Yeah. What people don't understand is that with the increased importance of the physical component of the game, you can't just play freely like how you used to. So when players are not positioned properly on the field, it allows teams who are pressing to close it down early and limit your passing options. And that is why a lot of times our players are forced to turn over the ball or play long because them get rid of it. So understanding positional play. I don't understand how Jamaica have so many Barcelona, Man City, and all those teams, fans, yet still they don't know positional play. If you look at Pep Guardiola sessions or anything about him talking about positional play, you see how him divide the field. And he tell you, you don't want to have certain amount of players in one line. So whether vertically or horizontally, because what it does is that it closes down some of the passing options. So people look in the video that I'm showing. We want to play out of the back.
Coach,
All the teams, yes.
Okay, the audio went down a little bit, but it came back up. Go ahead.
Oh, so you can see in our first phase of the build-up, sometimes we want to play out of the back. But in today's game, teams pressing with 11 players. You understand? So it is important that in our build-up phase, we're using all players. So as you can see in the video, we're playing with probably 6 or 7 attacking players, because most of the times the other players, they are standing up, they are watching, they are pointing, telling where to pass the ball, but they are giving no support. So fans, one of my biggest problems is how we as fans look at the game. I will never come on this or any other platform and criticize players on a certain level. Yes, like goal scoring opportunities, when you miss them, those are your own responsibility. But as the team playing on a whole, we have to look at other things. Yeah, so big problem for me. We criticize Tyree McGee consistently on his lack of defensive output, right? So that is one phase of the game. Now, as I said, the game has 4 phases. If him don't help us in the defensive phase, yes, it is a problem, because based on how the game is now, we need all players to assist, right? Because teams creating overloads against us. So if we quarrel about that, why is it that we are not quarreling about our defensive midfielders who are only tackling and winning the ball and giving it away? If you look at the video, it shows when we're in possession, Hector, Aka, Grant, DJ, all of those, the only one who is active in all 4 phases of play is Speedy. So when we have the ball, Grant no want it, Aka no want it, Hector no want it, DJ no want it. All of them do a point fingers. So we must quarrel with them, because when we get the football, we need to find space, progress the ball through the thirds, and give our good attacking players. If you all know about expected goals, we play games and the quarter chances what we're creating, we are talking about chances. Those are not chances. If you look on the XG of our games, probably each game we have less than 1 XG, 0 point something. So that shows that we are not creating. We can consistently playing balls long up the field and feeding off scraps and think that yes, this is good football. Yesterday's game, all we saw guts. We just a fight. Is this the type of football that we want to carry us to the World Cup? This can't carry go, and if it do carry go, we scrape and reach, we'll get whole heap of beaten with this. Yeah. So fans just need to understand that the game has phases, and if we're going to criticize the players, we must criticize them based on the principles of play or the phases of play. So when you're looking at them, look at what they do in the defensive phase, look at what they do in the offensive phase, look at what they offer us in transition. Then the principles, whether them are pressure the ball, whether them are cover, whether them are give a balance, those are the things we look at. We look at attacking, whether we're with midfielders and defenders, where them get the ball, what we want to do. We want to penetrate. How many penetrating passes we make? How many times do you see we generate superiority between the lines? We're not creating numbers. I've never seen where we say, all right, we have a 3-2-5 structure, or 2-3-5, or 3-3-4, where we create numerical superiority in space 2, which is behind the midfield line. So when the ball can progress, we can receive and play. You look at it, if you look at the goal, Costa Rica, Maggie was in a nice space. And when Speedy playing, player approach him turn. These are the things that we're talking about, you know. We have to get players playing into the spaces. We're not doing that. We don't have any structure. So we play them and run up and down all over the place. So I can show you a lot of videos where our players, 2, 3, 4 of them end up in a one little zone and them a buck up and then one ball pass. Nobody know whose ball it is. So there are a lot of issues rather than just coming out and, you know.
But what I'll say, Coach Jerry, I mean, you know, you and I agree on a lot of things, but I think that technically some of the players don't have certain abilities. I told you about how I saw the team warming up and what Javon Watson was trying to do. Like, you could see technical flaws to how he approaches to kick the ball. You saw that in the warm-up, right? Let me give you a next one, like how Junior Fleming positions his body consistently to receive a pass sometimes. Make me wonder about his...
All right, stop right there, some management. I'm going to cut you.
Yeah.
That is not technical problem, you know.
What is it?
Come on, man. The technical things that we look at, ball control, right? Now, how we know if a player isn't technically good enough is if he can't do it in isolation. So if you put him alone on the field and pass a ball to him hard and he can control, that means he have good technical ability. No. When in a game situation, we have to think about the other variables, which are like pressure in physical condition, because we look at the technical and the tactical and psychological, all of that, because under pressure, some players cannot receive certain ball, and as you alluded to, in body position wrong. So normally, all right, for example, pressing, a lot of times, we have to understand triggers for press. If you face your goalkeeper on top of the 18-yard box, man, or anybody in the comment section, how many persons can you see? You're facing your goalkeeper.
Yeah, just a goalkeeper. See, but that's what I'm saying. Your coach always tell you how to position your body.
So listen now, that's not a technical problem. That's a tactical mind. You have to understand. You can stand up in front of him, you know. But what have to change? Your body position. So you have to stand up on a half turn. Where you can see the larger pictures and see most of your passing options. So these are things.
So here's what I'm saying, that who is responsible for that? All right. Who is responsible for a player being aware that in certain positions on the field, this is your body position?
Like, all right. In terms of the body position, it is the player, you know. It is the player, but I can tell you this. Anybody who see me play and know would know, say, I don't turn over football so easily. You have to fight me to get it. But one of my biggest problems was my ability to scan my shoulders. Every time I try scan, when the ball play, it slip under my foot, because I never learned in the initial stages when I'm younger to scan long before I ask for the ball. So when I receive the ball, I normally use my hearing, and sometimes I look at shadows and protect the ball. So I end up taking 6-7 touches to get out of trouble. So my good technical ability allow me to come out. And for years in my life, coaches quarrel with me about me loving hold on to the ball. You understand? So these are things that a lot of coaches, they don't teach. So anybody I coach, I tell them, check your shoulder, always check. Body position. So you have to teach. These are simple things, you know, but they're important. You see it at the international level, and it affects people though. Yeah? Because we come up through, look, you know, remember Fleming's and mash up all Manning Cup and all these things are Premier League. So these errors.
No. Sorry, Coach Jerry. They don't mash up Manning Cup. Manning Cup mash them up.
Come on.
Go ahead.
We see all these things at the international level, and they could be, I'm not saying they are there from those times, but it's a possibility. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we could talk about, but the reality is, if we don't fix our structure. So the next video I will put out, I will show you structures in CONCACAF in terms of, you will see it in the English league, in the Spanish league, Italian league, wherein teams building up now, they're using 3 at the back and 2 a double pivot. And the double pivot is always constant in terms of position based on the amount of pressure upon the ball and all of that. We don't have that. So our midfielders then fetch in our areas that then just feel like. So we don't have nothing concrete wherein, yes, if one move out, the next one fill in. We have to fix those things, basically.
All right. Very, very important point. But I remember, right? So when I play football, I play different positions. So my coach always taught me, if you're playing center forward, when we're going to play through the channels. They normally tell me how to position my body, how to run loop runs, all of the different runs. Because they always say the goal, 50% of your goals will be scored based on how you're positioned. Then 25% is your technique, and then the rest, all of those look at breakdowns, right? So when you're playing hold in midfield, there's a certain way you have to position your body when you come for the ball, like I said, side down so you can take glimpses over your shoulder. When you're playing on the wing backs, you collect the ball, turn it outside because you don't want, again, depend on the system you're playing, because if you're playing where you play the ball into your CDM, as an example, your body position is going to be different. Like at Constant Spring, Danny Lynn always told us, do not play the ball down the flank. Every time the person go down the flank, they are just pulling out of a space. So you always go inside. So if you watch, like when Dean Sewell was playing, Constant Spring never played the ball down the flank, even when a runner goes out there, because the system was they go out there to create the space. Dean Sewell would dribble inside and create passes. So I'm saying part of it is coaching. The coach has to say, listen, Flemmo, when you get the ball, your option number 1 is to play the ball to the attacking midfield. So you need to position your body so when you get it, you know where he's going to come from. But some of
you can pause it right there, sir.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I understand that in terms of system, there are a lot of systems, right? Now, hear me now. If you go to the principles of play, I will look on the attacking principle. The first attacking principle is penetration. So, hear me now. If Andre Blake get the ball and can score from down of him 18 every time, would you want him to pass it to the defenders?
No.
All right. So, why we try to carry the ball up? Because we can't score directly. But the long and short of it is that we want to penetrate. So whichever position your players are in, the first thing I tell my players, look to penetrate, because we want to score goal. That's what we want to do. If we can't go through the middle, that is when we do it. We play sideways, because those are just to pull people out of position.
Yeah.
So and like we want to play the ball side to side and pass it back just for passing sake. No. The objective is to penetrate. So once people compact and we can play through them, because then compact, we have to play side to side to create this gaps between defenders in them blocks, right?
Yeah.
Also, and that is why when we talk about playing between the lines, you have vertical compactness and you have horizontal compactness. So these are the horizontal one, where the defenders, for example, in our back four, right? Now the vertical one is where teams play in a blocks. So you have a back four and a midfield 4 and midfield 5, right? So one of the reasons why we play a back pass, which we call a negative pass, football is magnet. So if you play the ball backwards, the closer line to the ball will move towards the ball. And if you look at the first principle of defending, it forces you to move to the ball because you have to apply pressure on the ball. Now that is where we create space in between the lines. So if a team not concentrated, which is another principle, to push up the back line, to compress the space between the back line and the midfield line, that is how you create gaps in between the lines. So all of them principles here is what we have to look for. And anytime we analyze game and we are talk about the player them, I'm not going to talk about player this and player that because I don't know the instruction where them get from them coaches because every coach wants something different. So that's why when I explain what Denlin do or whatever, these are coaches' preference and that's why everybody have a different philosophy. So when I'm talking about the game or about players, we talk based on the moments of the game, attacking phase, defensive phase, transition, and the principles because those constant, those never change.
All right.
You
I have
get
a couple. Yeah, man, I have a couple of comments. Welcome, Coach Porter. I mean, you have on red shirt. You're really supporting Canada, Coach Porter. What kind of reason? After the game, you're wearing a Canadian shirt, Coach Porter. You have one Jamaican shirt to give up already. But we still come to you, Coach Porter. Eagle Republic. I told you guys, you have to trust management. I told you guys that Jamal Lowe was only going to play 2 games. Right? I know that what Jamaica was trying to do is manage his minutes. So he would play 180 minutes. The club didn't say manage his minutes. The club was clear and said 2 games. Remember I said that? Because I said that long time ago because that was based on when the request was processed. Because of the lateness of the request, I don't know how it happened, but he was supposed to play in 2 games. So it would have served us well to let him like play out. You understand me? But I guess the coach had a plan. So he may not be available unless he probably speak to the club. It's a new club as well. So we don't know that is going to work out. But that was the original information that we had. All right. Mr. Porter, let me see. I see Richard up here have a welcome Trinity Cooks out there in Brampton, Canada. Big up yourself. Man with Trinity Jerk Marinade and Trinity Catering, biggest Jamaican caterer in Brampton, Ontario area. Big up yourself. All right, Mr. Porter. I see Richard saying, could you and Jerry comment on how we ought to rate players? Is it fair to compare top European or South American players to J players? Some Jamaican fans' rating seems somewhat skewed. Yeah, it is skewed, Richard. Let me just say it from my opinion. I don't think we can compare our players. I think we need to compare the players in CONCACAF because that's where we are. Compare us with Kemar Lawrence with the CONCACAF left back because these are the players we're going to play to qualify for World Cup. Compare Andre Blake with the CONCACAF goalkeepers. Let's do that. But with Leon Bailey, you can compare him to the other players in the Premier League. But when he's representing Jamaica, compare him to the players who are playing for America, Mexico. But let us not compare the players here in our DaCosta Cup to Saka at Arsenal and Phil Foden and those things. I think you're right, Richard. I think that sort of comparison is kind of unfair because it's a different context in terms of how the construct of football is. So I agree with you, Richard. But Mr. Porter, what say you? As Richard would say,
where's Jerry Miller?
He will come in back, man. He probably jumped off because of the internet.
Okay, because Jerry Miller was saying the right thing. He was hitting the nail on the head. In terms of players positioning, body positioning, and receiving the ball, I was listening to that. That is not Whitmore's job to teach a player how to do that. This player should have taught that from he was 12, 13, 14. That is the reason why I said that the players, the local bred players are not a finished product.
Right.
Because they are flaws to the game. These are things that in Canada we teach is when a player is at 17, 16, 17 here, come through our system, he is finished. He can go on to any club and play at a high level. Look at Tejan Buchanan. Buchanan was playing in my league, the 3rd division that I coach in Canada 2 years ago. His last year was 2019. Okay? Before COVID hit and we shut down football, didn't play any football for 2020. He's 21 years old now. And he's a pivotal part of the Canada program now and going forward. Look at his ability. Look at what he does in the game. So these are the things that, listen, in Jamaica, you and I and Jerry know that, listen, we are on the ball. We are amazing. But football doesn't play with the ball alone. You understand? It does not play with the ball alone. There are different aspects to the game. And this is where we are going wrong. If you look at our positioning on the field, penetration, width and depth will enable you to get the ball forward into attack easier, faster, and with precision. When Jamaica, yes, go ahead.
Everything is on point, you know. But me I go ask you now, what is the major problem? Because all right, you talk about all those that we need. You see those in our team? May I ask if you see them?
No.
No. Where that comes from?
No.
Where it comes from? Where it comes from?
And it comes from I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, Jerry.
You know where it comes from. So listen what I say now.
I don't want to say it, Jerry.
When you look across the region, we see a lot of things. So for example, anyone want to go look back on the game yesterday, easily, regardless of the system that Canada played, their build-up structure started with 3-2. Maybe them have 4-1 more, maybe them have 5 ahead, whichever it is. But the build-up structure is constantly 3-2 something, and them rotate on both sides.
Yes.
Now, when I watch my team, I can't say that. If you look at Mexico yesterday, 3-2 structure. You look at Honduras, you see it. You look at Costa Rica, you see it. So what happened to us? What happened to us? So I'm asking, Jerry, I'm not the person for say certain things. If you don't notice me always in the chat, cool. I'm saying my problem with all of what is happening and why I decide to probably come on this show is that I think personally 99% of our fans do not understand football, and they talk about it based on how they feel. So it's all emotional. And what I'm saying is that people like us who understand the game have to come out and educate. So because the more educated persons we have in terms of the game itself, the better decision making all around. And we can't have a game like yesterday game and fans come out and they must say, yeah, the team play good and fight. Fighting not help, you know. Me can tell a man this, as a coach, I don't want a player to come out and just have fighting spirit. That won't take us anywhere. We have to have thinking beings on the pitch. So some of these issues we say, of course you have to blame the players because them not think, them not a reason. You understand me? So my thing is for people like us who know the game to educate the people. Because people come out, and what hurts me the most is to hear fans saying Speedy is our worst midfielder. When I'm not going to say he is the best, but in terms of the moments of the game, yeah, and what we want, he's offering us everything in terms of the 4 phases. While we have others only help in 1 or 2 phases. So how comes it is that
I understand
works?
that, you know, Jerry, because guess what? You know what they're looking at? They're looking at not what the player is doing. They're looking at the name on the paper.
Yes. Yes.
and say
Yeah.
this man is better than Speedy. They're not looking at what Speedy is doing in the game, and that is where we go wrong.
Yeah, but that not good for the player himself and him confidence. You can imagine him come on these platforms and hear people say some things. All right, I hear people talk about even sofa score. Yeah, I don't know if you see the video that I did. And sofa
Yeah,
score,
I see it.
I think they probably give maybe they give Aka a better rating than than
You
Speedy.
shouldn't you
No,
shouldn't put that video on. You shouldn't put it on
why?
because
Me vex. Me
boy,
vex. Me have to
listen to
put it
me.
up.
My head hurt me. I just watched the video and let me tell you something. Aka did more walking.
Check yesterday game now and see if I know the same thing. Check yesterday game and see if I know the same thing.
I see him
See if I know
thing.
the same thing. Listen
It's
me,
the same
Devon.
thing.
Devon, there are
Hmm.
thousands of videos that I can put out. It's just that this one, me say me not care because MLS video and them have a copyright on it. And yes, the other day me put up a video and me get some claims. But the amount of things that me can expose the country to where happen at the team where people are quarreling with some players, them not see the
Hold
main
on,
culprit, them
hold
not
on,
the thing.
hold on, Coach Jerry, and let me say a couple of things. Number one, Shutter. The video is pinned, right? So you can click on that pin and watch the video. All right. Seeing Shutter, and let me just don't forget your point, right? People, there are 96 of you on the stream. We've gone up to 100. We need to hit 100 likes. Let me also say this, all right, Coach. Shutter is very influential. You know that I was registered to go to Calabar for 6 and went and then left. But cool, all right, Shatta, don't beat me and Jason Ferran. But Shatta is very influential at Calabar, and he wants to hire you for the Calabar
No,
job. You all right? Shatta, the one
Shata no,
said,
rivalry, no,
Shatta, the one
no,
said, no, Shatta, we try.
Shut
You
up, no
understand?
rubber lock.
You said no
no.
rubber lock. You said no rubber. All right,
Yeah,
continue
I
what you
mean,
were saying. Come in
yeah.
one and Shatta
So,
fight on the stream. So go ahead.
so some of the things that we are seeing, as we say, on a superficial level, it not fair to the players. We just looking at some things and face value. You know what I mean? So there's sometimes I don't even know where to start when I talk about the issues. We need to understand everything that is happening on the pitch before we come out and we bash players and bash the coach and all that stuff. As I say, there are 1,000 clips that I have that we can highlight. And
Yeah.
Devon, you still not post it. Some things I really want because my intention is to help. A lot of persons don't know me because I'm not a person to come out. I'm not a people person like that to come out and talk. I'm not talkative. So I will stay in a little club and a little circle and talk. Yeah. But the reality is the minds that have the knowledge in the sport, we're selfish with it. We're not sharing. And you see it at the lower levels. I've been through a lot of clubs. Grew up in a Harborview club as a youngster. Ludlow Bernard was my coach. Played at Waterhouse, played at Arnett. I have a lot of experience and I can safely say I end up having coming a coaching because of my deficiencies as a players and a lot of persons never see them. A lot of coaches overlook them because of fine details. You understand? So we have to come out and help the football in Jamaica. Because I have to think about my youth, you know. Yeah? When I go on, I have to think about him. My youth name Iniesta, so that's supposed to tell you the type of football. We love the football. So if you see Jamaica play and we can't possess the ball, it hurting. Hurting. So just coming on the platform just to talk about the game and speak of it in terms of feelings, I don't think that help. What we need to do is to have healthy discussions that can help the football. Yeah.
all
Sometimes
right,
we're mad for God fans, yeah.
all right, Coach Jerry and Coach Devon. So you have a player, right? And you
Mhm.
substitute him. You know, he really get upset because he wanted to stay on and score, which is a good thing that he wanted to do. But in that frustration, him get mad on the bench and cussing and ranting and raving. How do you deal with that? Because that happened at the
But,
game yesterday,
but,
and I understand the players' passion, but you have to also there's a need to
hey,
respect the game.
I don't know about Devon as a coach, but for
On my
me,
bench, on my
I,
bench, he's going
Yeah.
straight to the dressing room. Get off my bench right now. That type of behavior, I don't condone that. He has to get off my bench right now, go straight to the dressing room, take a shower, and after that, we'll have a meeting because I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna condone that.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Coach Jerry? What do you do?
um, it depends. It depends. Most of the times, all right, personality, we talk about personality trait. As a coach, I always say to my players, anything I tell you to do, if I can prove it, you don't have to listen to me. So me just like in my videos, me point out the things that what me need and what me need to expose. So me and my players, and every player when me coach have an understanding. So if a man vex and come off of the field and feel like he never, you gotta have players run, but it must be in a respectful manner. Yeah. So if
So
you go
true.
kick down the bench and everything, probably a man know say the next game him probably don't see a jersey. So me not gonna say players can do it, of course. But because sometimes I put myself in their shoe. As a player, same way coach take me up and me feel like, yeah, me always up to the 91st, 92nd minute, me have a goal in me. So me vex just the same and do something. So it's about reasoning. Because probably after the player do that 5 minutes in good I'll cool down and not even remember that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it all depends to the
And him,
extent and all
And
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
and Jerry, you see, in my organization, when a player comes into my team, I always try to enlighten them. I will tell them, not because I have 7 or 8 players on my bench as substitute. It
Mm.
doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get to play, but when your number is called, make sure you are ready to go.
Yeah.
Because I only make changes tactically or injury. I don't make changes because I have players and I
Them
want
have
to
to
put
play.
a player on. No, I don't make changes like that. So my players are ready. And if you're out there and I see something that needed and you are not the player that's gonna give me that and I have that player on my bench, then there comes the change.
Yeah, but
There
what I'm
comes
saying
the
though,
change.
what I'm saying is that like I have been upset because I was not happy with what I saw. But when I look at it, like if I in my team a player did that like what the coach just said, and then he at the end of the game he said, boy, you know that I just really wanted to stay on, so I am very sorry. We move on. Yeah, you understand? Because you know that in the heat of the moment, a player may and people are gonna say, well, I true you know Bowser, and you and Bowser. Listen, he and I just know his family. He and I never really, we don't really talk because, like for me, I keep saying it. I don't want to have the kind of relationship with players that if I go and criticize them based on their performance, they call me hypocrite because they think me and them are friends. So I try to stay away from that. All right. So here's the thing. But he apparently kind of was cheering on his team afterwards, and I suspect if he apologizes, do you just move on from that, even though the behavior was bad?
That's a
There,
coach's decision.
Coach's decision.
yeah, the coach have to make that decision. But in there should be a talking to, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not a war of words. There should be a sit down and we discuss this and put certain things in place going forward that if it arises again, we don't get that same behavior.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell you something, I've seen it before in this current national team. I've seen it in the Gold Cup. I don't know if you remember when we were playing. I don't remember if it was Costa Rica, and there was a free kick in certain areas of the field, which we have the players and the field, a Taxi Lawrence, a Tyreek McGee, who should be clinical from those area, 20 yards out, 22 yards out, in an era where a left footer
The Guadalupe
is
game.
is was it Guadalupe? A left footer would be the ideal person. Clinically, can put the ball over the wall and into the net. And he was fighting people to kick the free kick. And the result of the free kick, yes, he took the free kick, and the result of the free kick is that even in a American football, the one with the pad,
Yeah, we know American football, man. We know
it
NFL.
would miss. It would miss.
You know.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let me say this.
But
Listen.
these are the things that the coach need to work out. Okay, and in my team here, we train all of that on the field, and I don't have to get up off of my bench when we get a free kick or a penalty or a corner kick and tell a player, say, is you supposed to take it. Everybody knows their job. Everybody knows their job. Everybody know if the ball is on the left side of of the penalty area in a free kick position, who to take it. If the ball is on the left side, if the ball is in the center, who should take it, who should take the corner from the left, who should take the corner from the right. Everybody knows their job.
Yeah. But let me say this, people, if Coach Miller showed us some of the video, you would be surprised at some of the problems with the structure of the team. I am telling you, it's just because I see them. It's just because we can't play them. Because
man is man. It's just that people is not even the words. It's just a little part of it just to give people an idea. But the problems, they're massive, man.
And
right,
Jerry,
so let me just,
Jerry,
one on Mr. Porter. Let me just hold on a sec. I'm going to come to you, Mr. Porter. Hold on, but Coach Jerry, after Mr. Porter speaks, I want you to take this comment from Coach's desk. Coach Minzy, let me tell you this. Coach Minzy and I left home same time. I'm going to leave from St. Anne, right? Get stopped by police twice. Pick up Cataract. Reach at the stadium before him. Long before him, people. I don't understand that. People.
We had just a hard man, man.
No, man. No kind of fast, man. Watch it. On my way back. Watch this now. Me reach home before Minzy. Coach Minzy. One of the people.
Drive too hard.
People.
Yeah, drive too hard, man.
No, man. Is that me think Minzy have a
preacher.
It's not a car Minzy have.
A preacher, you have to take your time drive.
Coach Minzy, you need to take a picture at the donkey cart and send the people there, man.
I want to drive a Peugeot.
Donkey cart. I no care. Make me no fool reach a center. All right, but
we have 1 o'clock class. I make Mr. Porter go.
Go ahead and then you take that and then we move on. Yeah.
And Coach Jerry, you cannot hide those things, Guess what? Don't put them. What you need to do, get in touch with the JFF.
Me?
You understand? Yes,
if
man.
Get in touch with JFF, listen
get in touch. All right, get in touch with somebody who can get in touch with the JFF and share those videos.
Listen me carefully. Coach York United in the Super League a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
I was the head coach at St. Catch in I 1 year, head coach at Selassie, assistant coach at JC, coach GC Foster females for 3 years, win titles. Me not hide nowhere at all. So I don't need to contact nobody. Me not hide. Them contact who they want to contact and them include they want to include.
All right,
and guess what?
Coach Jerry, we know you have to leave for the class, but want you make sure you answer this what Coach Means is saying, because I know you do videos on it before you leave. Please, and then if you have time, you can
Then,
catch up. Yeah.
management, me and Coach Minzy play Teachers League together. I'm a friend, you know. Me and him talk daily. So when you see my highlight, I know him know, because him see what you see. One of the biggest problem is mobility. And that's why I tell you, I will say, never know as a coach, we talk about the principles of play and mobility. And one, I saw you unbalance people defense by moving. We lack movement a lot. And as I say,
And
our
overload in
midfielders,
certain areas.
only two midfielders that will always fetch for the ball are Speedy and Ravel. Everybody else, the rest of one where you see we help out in our defensive phase, when our goalkeeper and defender have the ball, they will show now and then. Them hide most of the times and point finger. And that is why in the video, me highlighted Hutchinson from Canada. And if me Ustakio, if me show Ustakio and me show Alvarez them from Mexico and all of them players there. Tajeda down Costa Rica, I can show you they never stop fetching. Never. They walk little bit. Our midfielders them.
You know what you
they,
should do, Coach Miller? You know what you should do?
Mhm.
Yesterday video with Achiba Hutchinson, who is almost the same age or older than Javon Watson.
Yeah, he should do nothing.
You should right. You should let them see that video now and compare to his movement with what
It's
Javon
in the
Watson.
video now.
It's in it
in
too.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just show you a case with Atiba Hutchinson. Move. And that clip, I think that clip run for about a minute and him never touch the football. Him just move. But I don't know why nobody does to say. So people get up now and people say, yes, how can them play good, because them a win tackle and grant them a win, grant them a man of the match. If you go and defend for 85 minutes out of the 90 and tackle and win and give back and tackle again, you must look good at tackle, brother.
Yeah.
So of course, me appreciate them defensive work, but the game playing a 4 phase. One to the offensive transition. When you win the ball, how many see none of them are sprinting a space to receive to catch people on counter. Or when we in the attacking phase and we want to progress the ball, them are hide and a pint and I tell people who to pass the ball to. Them can't pass. Them can't receive. So these are the problems that we have. So all the coaches who are going to say our biggest problem is defending can't be defending because we are defending for 85 and 89 minutes out of the 90.
And we always
so our biggest problem
defending. We always looking good in the organization.
Most times. So we can't see 0 goal yesterday. We don't concede and we still can't win. So all people are going to tell me we average what? 30-something% possession. So what people are going to tell me say, man to man, Panama and El Salvador, them were average higher percent possession, have better technical players than ours. People mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. But thanks for the time because I know you have class and thing.
Yeah, my time up.
Yeah, Jaros, listen. And like
we talk again, Jerry.
Yeah, man, we talk, man. Respect.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah. Coach, we talk. Yeah, man, respect and thanks for the time. Yeah, people, like I said, this comment, it like when you're a football man, you know certain things. Like I always say, certain things don't make sense, and you have to wonder if what a person mean is not what they say, because what it is said, it don't make any sense. You can't have stupid players who work hard. That don't make any sense, because smart work is always better than even hard work. You understand me? I'd rather have a smart player who knows how to work smart than a hard-working player who is very stupid. You understand me? So that is my answer to it, Jaros. But here's the thing. Like I said, when I do interview with coaches, I want people to hear all the people. I'm trying to get some of the top coaches in Jamaica so we can hear all of them. And then you, me, and the rest of people can make a determination that if the job is available, who is the most competent and qualified to get it based on their views of football and those things. So it is important that we hear these kind of things. You understand me? And welcome to the Dean of Discipline who is here, Claudine. Welcome to the show. All right. So she tries to keep the people being their best behavior. All right. The same reason why Walter Boyd struggled to make the 98 team because of his off the ball movement and inability to contribute without the ball. Yeah, very important. And I think that has been an ongoing struggle with our football in Jamaica, Mr. Porter. What do you think?
Yeah. When you see the thing about it, management, is that I'm not gonna blame the players for that. I am gonna blame the person who is developing the players because they have to instill that in the players and in their training sessions. You know, I have um I have a warm up with the ball. Two touches, constant movements. Nobody walks on my field. Nobody move in a straight line on my field. You have to show for the ball when you call for the ball, and it's just knocking the ball around and just constantly calling for the ball, showing for the ball, make your present be there, um, and so forth. It's simple. And if you walk, it's either you end up in 100 push up or 100 sit ups. You understand? And
So you
that's
have to be
part,
constantly moving.
yes, and that's part of your physical. And when that ball is played to you, I don't want anybody taking 6 step backward to receive a ball. Everything you go to the ball and you play because it's a few players, few players that can play a moving ball, going forward to the ball and receiving the ball, take a touch out of your foot, and if you even have to turn to your right, go to your left, there's few people can do that.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that we're doing here in Canada with these players. That's why you see these players is constantly moving on and off the ball and playing the ball. They don't have to stop the ball to advance the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to be moving. That's it. But that is how modern football is.
Yes.
You have to be if you all right. Let me give people an example. Look at Messi in the Argentinian game. Messi is in his 30s and he's always moving. He's not walking on the field. He's
Mm-mm,
jogging into
mm-mm.
open spaces. And but what I'm saying, Mr. Porter, that this has been a part of our football culture. There are players who are told by coaches in Jamaica that no man, we are run up and down for man, you are the star.
And
And that
and
is
and
part of the problem.
and management, I want to say to them that there is a there's a big difference between moving and running.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? There's a big difference between moving and running. If you look in a football game, how many times in a game does a striker sprint 30, 40 yards? You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not very often. But your movements is your recovery from that sprint. Okay? So if you move, if you move, I don't mean walking. I mean just jog lightly into a space, open up a space, create an area and the field for your teammate. When we get possession of the ball, we are always in a cubicle. Nobody looks to get out and open up to receive the ball. Remember, you can support the ball from near and far. You don't have to be, I don't have to be 2 yards looking at you, management, to say I am supporting the ball. I can put myself 40 yards away from you. You understand what I'm saying? And supporting the ball at the same time. Because of where I am situated and the field, there are gaps that open that you can find that channel to
yeah,
get me that ball. Either you go over the top to get it to me, or you go between the channels and break the lines to get it to me.
yeah. And people, like I said, I shared with you for those of you who are just coming on the stream. There's a person. I got a photo of a person who is traveling with the team. He is
Me
he
need to see
is
it. Send it to
he
me.
no, wait.
Yeah.
He is a coach, right? Um, well, let me say that he's traveling to Honduras, based on what I was told by my agents, right? Um, um, and so, could there be something in the working um, at this Honduras game before it or after it? Because this would be the first time they are traveling with the national team, as far as I know. So is there something happening? I don't know, but yeah, that's there. That's there. Because Simitro came in his team and started finding pockets. There you go, sir. Messi um Messi routinely travels the least distance per game. Really? Really? I don't know. Craig Butler for the JFF technical director position. Okay. All right. Mr. Porter, what do you think is the issue keeping Javine Brown out of Tappa starting 11?
If Dre, if I could answer that, I I I I would answer you in a heartbeat. I still feel he is still our best choice at right back. Reason behind my control why he's not playing. I don't know if he's not the type of player that the coach likes in terms of his play, not his personal personality, but I think at some point in time they will wake up and smell the coffee
I'm
and he will.
wondering if there, Mr. Porter, I don't know because sometimes I'm wondering if there has ever been any issues with him at any of the youth teams.
No.
Um,
I spoke to this kid all the time, and respect and manners is what me think him have. Him manners. He doesn't
okay,
speak a lot. He's a quiet listener, you know, and maybe that's the problem because he does not come out in an outburst and says, "Why you no need to play me?" And he's just
okay.
quiet and
They
biding
say
his time.
his manner,
And when he
manner.
gets his chance, trust me, when he gets his chance, I would like to see him start getting some minutes, like 70 minutes, 80 minutes in a game. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? And in order for him to get that, he needs to start.
yeah, yeah. No, it's not Neverbell, man. Neverbell, listen, Neverbell is not going to coach at the senior level because too much traveling is required.
Never
So
know go on a plane.
yeah. Okay. You said Fresh God is saying, yeah, if there was any issues, they wouldn't call him. Um, what is this? Anyone speaking on Messi losing a step or two is a football sports coffee. You all expect him to play at the 18-year-old level after 20 plus years. This is the Gunners boss is the man they call Piney. I believe that's the person right there. He calls the sports doesn't even know him, right?
The difference between Messi at 18 and now is that he's smarter.
Yeah. Um,
He
Well,
he
let me tell you this one. This one Eagle Republic I don't agree with. I watched this. There's a team called Mount Pleasant that this person coaches right now, and I don't think he did a good enough job with them for him to get the national team. That is my opinion. Go ahead, Mr. Porter.
and guess what? What people don't understand is that having a UEFA Pro license don't mean that you're a good coach.
Yeah, I understand the context of the football in the country you're in.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
those
know.
things are important, you know.
Listen, there's a certain gentleman, I'm not gonna call it a name, because he's affiliated with us in some form. and he's around the national team. He's not a Jamaican by birth. Never
Yeah.
beat me. Can't beat me. No day of the week. You understand? The last time I played him at 6. You understand? And I was being lenient
Yeah.
when my team gave it his team 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I will tell him that in front of his face. Doesn't know enough football to beat me.
Okay. All right. The man them say them know who you are talk, Mr. Porter.
It was no.
They say they know who we are talk, but I'm not going to put up the
Well,
comments, because they say they know who we are talk. Ah.
well,
Yeah. So let me let me ask you a
a man
next
is
question.
man. He have a higher license than me.
Let me ask you a next question. Do you give any Tappa any credit for the team performance yesterday? And if so, what you give him credit for? Are you still think he never did a good enough job?
Yeah, that question is for me.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on
I I am not going to say he didn't do a good enough. When you look at tappers with more teams, um, they tend to manage the game well. In they organize in defense, but I think there are other things to the game that he needs to look at in terms of personnels. You know, how you use this person, how you interject this person into the game, and so forth. Because um, clearly, when you look at yesterday's game, with Haka not taking anything away from him, and Grant, who is your preferred choice, CDM, I don't think both of them should play together on the same in the same midfield,
yeah,
because then you won't get what you're looking for. Okay?
yeah,
Grant, yes, hold up the ball well. Grant protects the ball well, but you need somebody around him. If you look at when Speedy comes in yesterday into the game was opened up a little bit more because of what Speedy brings. His movements, he wants the ball, he gets into space, draw people out. Aka does not have that mobility to do all of that. So now Aka will cramp Grant style in terms of when Grant receives the ball, he does not open up to he's standing there beside Grant. And if you pass me a 2 yard, a 3 yard pass, I'm gonna make you look bad because I'm
yeah,
gonna turn my back on you and say you won't. Yeah, it's not me you're giving that ball right there, because when I lose it, everybody is going to beat me. You understand?
yeah,
So these are the things that I think, and the way he uses his substitutes, is
yeah,
sometimes you're waiting too long. You're looking for a win yesterday. You're waiting too long to make the substitution, and you can see that the substitution is needed.
yeah, yeah.
So these are some of the things that I think he needs to revisit
All right.
and see.
Yeah, Mr. Porter. So what we're going to do here now, people, we're going to do a team rating, right? 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest, um, one being the lowest, right? So the first person we're going to rate is the goalkeeper, Andre Blake. All right. I think he made a pivotal save. He didn't make any mistakes. I think his ball distribution, all long balls, it wasn't the best. So I am giving Andre Blake a 7.5. Andre Blake gets a 7.5 for me. Mr. Porter, how would you what would you give Andre Blake?
Um, looking at what Blake did yesterday, because that he made a few save well, but that point blank save when he was on the near post coming back to the middle at the goal and save that ball. Listen to me, man.
Yeah.
Any other day except yesterday, I think that ball would end up in the back of the net.
All right.
And I would give him the same 7.5.
7.5. All right. Fresh God. So Fresh God said that he wanted some calculus and all of those things and algebra. Fresh God. So give you an average. So you see all the different things. Andre Blake. I see some 8, some 6, 7.5, 7.5. Yeah. All right. So most people, whoa. All era leader saying get a 5. All right. Let's see if we can get, I think, 7.587 kind of average. Adrian Mariappa. Mr. Porter, what will you give Adrian Mariappa?
Why he played his heart out yesterday.
Yeah?
Yes, he played his heart out yesterday. And you can see, I mean, even at his age, he still have something to offer to the national team. I'll just break it down right now, and I give him a 7.
You give him a 7? All
Yes.
right. All right. Most people agree that Maps get a 7. Dre says 6, Claudine says Maps get 7. I think Maps so far 77716. All right, so we're working with 7. The other person who started with him was Alvas Powell. Ah, the mercy. We're afraid to put up the one here. People, how much we give Alvas Powell?
Didn't finish the game because I thought that he was injured even before the game started. And just for his presence on the field, I saw he made some runs out of the back with the ball, and I hold my head. And I don't want to grade this one, but
You don't want to grade this one?
I will give him a 3.8.
3.8. Okay, all right. So some people saying 4. I said a 4. Not too far. 3.8. 2, 1. Tyrone says 2. But not to put up God bless. Dre, anyway, that ungraded. You might feel the exam by far.
Dreamer.
Alvas 5. Demo, you watching a different game for the time that he played? No, man, he was dribbling out of defense. You can't. Demo, come on, man.
Demon Alvas is relative, you know that.
Yeah? Must be. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Demo. Oh, no, I get it. No, I get it. All right. What about O'Neal Fisher? O'Neal
You know,
Fisher.
I saw a player trying to regain
Confident.
and let the fans have some belief in him. And for that effort, I'll give him a 5.5.
Okay. 5.5. O'Neal
Yeah.
Fisher, people. What are your thoughts on O'Neal Fisher's performance? Out of 10. 4, 6. 6. Better than normal. 4. 5.5. All right. Fisher, best game for Jamaica. 6. Yeah. Fresh God said 5. 5. God bless you. Hey. God bless you. You're not a teacher, because if you're a teacher, everybody's supposed to feel in a year class. You're great and tough. I tell you. Yeah, man. Honestly, require that the panelists declare their biases. 7. Fisher gets 6 biases. Yeah. All right. I hear you. That the panelists declare their biases. Okay. Yeah. Biases, yeah, man. All right, so I think Fisher is a 6 based on what most people saying. All right. What about Lawrence? Taxi.
And Taxi, especially that last shot he take in the dying moments of the game. Um, Taxi was patient in what he was doing, and I think this is probably one of his more steadier game. Not
Yeah.
all over the place. He was very well organized in the back and tentative going forward at times, yes. But when he needs to go, he goes. And I'll give him a 7.
7.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's look at some of Taxi score. God bless. God bless you. Finally pass somebody. Where is it? Look at that, people. Maybe should be talk to him, you know. If pass somebody, if pass somebody finally. Claudine says 6. Just put the name of the person. I think that would be better for us if you put the name of the person instead of just the grade. Um, yeah, Rob Simit says 8. The best player on the pitch. I am 7.5. Ian Campbell says 8. Uh, 8. Wow, a lot of people giving Taxi some good scores. Whoa. I think I'm giving Taxi a 7 still, you know. Giving Taxi a 7. Oh, Ian, yeah, Blake get that. I'm giving Taxi a 7 still. Yeah, Taxi gets a 7 for me. So I think we're gonna stick with a probably 7.5 because a lot of the scores are between 7 and 8. So that is it for Taxi. All right, so let's come to midfield. Let's you Anthony Grant.
The, he brings stability and organize the midfield. This is a player that I think will do a lot for Jamaica, barring his age.
Yeah.
The coach need to bring somebody in to understudy him and learn from him going forward. I I I think I think in that game, traveling from England Friday, getting to Jamaica and play a game of this nature and look so well in it, I'll give him 8.
Okay, you give him an 8. All
Yes.
right. Yeah, a lot of people giving him 8. I see even 9.5. Eagle Republic is asking your opinion on this, Mr. Porter, and then we'll go to the rest of comments. Um, yeah.
Well, those are two good coaches, but for the the first one, I can clearly tell you, no dice will not happen, will never happen because he doesn't want to be a part of it.
Okay. So you hear that people from Mr.
Robin
Porter.
Fraser is a good coach in the making. He's doing wonders at Colorado right now. And I think he's comfortable. I don't know if he wants to make that transition from a club coach to a national coach.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Grant getting a lot of 8s. I think we can stick with that. Javon Watson, people.
Well, for his experience and for a man to not as mobile as yesteryear.
No, okay, hold on. But they say Kevin, you had him at 9, but after you watch the video, all right, people. Maybe
and
you need to go and watch the video now, because if you watch the video, you're probably going to change the score. But go
and
ahead, Mr. Porter.
and then he was called upon to play a pivotal part in defense because of injury to a player. I think I'll give Aka a 5.5 in this one,
All right.
this
All
effort.
right. Claudine and Ian, is it -5 you have, or is just a mistake? Because I want to make sure. I see Claudine and Ian have minus. I see. Oh, equal. Oh, equals 5. Yeah, equal. But Claudine, is this a -5 you have? Just let us know if it's a -5 or it's just a mistake. The minus sign is just a mistake. Are you subtracting 5 from the 10 that you plan to give him? Balakar, what you saying? Grant get 10 out of 10? Oh, is that no man. -5. I think he did well at centre back, man. I think he did well at centre back. Um, yeah, yes, there was a 98 cap, so I will give him Haka is a 3. True if you watch the Jerry video. Alright. Alright. 5 for Haka. Alright, so now we go to Junior Fleming, people. Junior Fleming. They call him Flemo. Hit the post. Missed an open goal. How much do you give Junior Fleming?
I mean, apart from those two instances, um, I didn't think he bring much to the game. You know, he is his running on and off the ball wasn't good. At times he encroached on the midfielder. He doesn't come back as often as he's supposed to come back. And for those inability, I'll give him 5.
5. Okay, okay. 5. I give him a 4.5 still. I mean, 4. A lot of people saying 4, 4.5, 4, 4, 4.2, 4.5. See it? 4.5. Ian says 2, 4 for Flemo. Worst play on the pitch. 5. 3. Claudine, firm 3. Claudine, how you give Fleming 3 and give Haka -5? Oh, it's okay. You're correcting it. You give him the -3. Don't comment on Flemo. I run out of ink. I never know. Anyway, I never know that you're writing in the rating.
The rating.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Easy.
What about
Jay.
Bobby Reed, the man who is oftentimes I think his input is undermined because we expect more from him offensively, but we don't realize what he's doing defensively. Yeah, man, 7 likes to 100. People, get the likes up. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Bobby Reed?
Yeah, Bobby is a player I like a whole lot. I don't know. I mean, if I was the coach, I probably would sit him down and ask him, is there something troubling you? You know, we're here to help you. So let's hear it. Because I think he might be having something bothering him, you know, and this is maybe why we're not getting the Bobby we used to.
Yeah.
But for his effort yesterday, I saw him track back a whole lot and do a lot of defensive work yesterday. Going forward wasn't that purposeful as the Bobby we I don't know if it's because he's not playing in his position where he's normally played for his club because they play him in a false nine. You know, I don't know, but for Bobby's effort yesterday, I'd give him 6.5.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing, people. Here's why people always say I need to get the sofa score thing. Here's what I love to do. You have to do the eye test first before you check like sofa and those things, because if you check them, they're gonna influence what your eye see. So you need to
Yeah,
do the eye test first, then do the sofa score thing, and then you see how you adjust your score. Don't do it the other way around. So I'd give Bobby a 6 still. I'd give him a 6. What about Kemar Roof?
wow. For a man playing out of his natural position and doing so much running yesterday, and listen, he works like a horse yesterday. I'm not kidding you. And I think at one point in time he should have hit the target, even with that header that he rose above everybody and just glance it and it
Yeah.
goes wide at the post. for Kemar's work rate yesterday, I am gonna give him an 8.
8. All
Yes.
right. I think 8 is too much for me. I would give Bobby the most I'd give him is 6.5. 6.5. But I see some high scores here. I think Rob Smith has the lowest score so far. Work hard, but he was poor. 5.5. All right. We have Coach Jerry joining us back, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna get him back onto the stream. All right. Who is left now?
Top man.
Shamar Bowser.
Yeah.
Everybody coming off the bench, we're giving a standard 5. What about Bowser people?
I think yesterday I needed to see more from Bowser yesterday because that was a game yesterday that I think he needs to show up. You understand? Yes, he has scored 2 goals in the earlier stage, but that was a game that I think Bowser should take the bull by the horn and capitalize and him being the man going forward as the point man. And because he did not do that yesterday, I'm sadly gonna say I'm giving him a 6.5.
I think of all the games that he has played so far, I think this was his poorest game.
Yes,
From what I
yes,
saw. So
yes,
because of
yes.
that, I'm going to give him 5.5. I think he played with more frustration. I don't know if it is a hype of being because this is his first game starting at home in the whole thing. Well, this is his second game. He didn't start in the first game. I think this is the poorest of all his games, in my opinion. So I'm going to give him a standard 5, and I'm going to because I took away 2 because of what he did when he came off the field. The way he calmed down after a while, I take away 2 from him. So I'm going to give him a 5. All right. Coach, you're back. Go ahead, cause I know you're in and out. So let me just, yeah, jump on in, man. What you have to say?
Yeah, I just come back in because Mr. Tennessee Lewis make a post about Grant wasn't put in the team for that. All right. So this is the high level of hypocrisy when we talk about all the time. Some of the best attacking players we have known in the world. When we talk about one Roman Riquelme, we talk about Ronaldinho, we talk about Messi, we talk about all those ball handlers. What amount of defensive job did they do? We don't talk about it, because what? Their teams facilitate them by using players who can cover up for their deficiencies. Now, Tyreek McGee is being criticized for his inability to help us out defensively, right? Now,
Yeah.
the same people who criticize McGee say him not to play because he not help you defensively. These are the same people who me hear a big up Grant who not help you offensively either. So why is it we don't bash the players for all phases of play? So if we're going to say Grant never in the team to help you in attack, McGee no in the team to help you in defense. We cannot look at the game like that. So it have to be a level playing field. If we're going to criticize McGee and say McGee to help you in a defense, we need to criticize Aka, Hector, and the whole of them so them for help you in attack. Am I not right, Devon? Tell me if I know
Yeah.
so it go.
No, you're
And
right. A
people in the
football.
comment section, tell me if I'm wrong. The game
You're
playing
right.
a
A
football
football.
moments, a 4 phases.
Yes.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that
Yes.
he's saying no matter
Aye.
brother, tell me Grant is our best midfielder. Brother Maggie is not ready. So I guess that his response is, but yeah,
Really.
And let me tell you something, Jerry. Let me say something. If you look at the current squad that we have right now, I'm talking about with all the other players, Antonio and the defenders and everybody in. Tyreek Magee, I can select a team and put him in a team, and you wonder if it's the same Tyreek Magee you're watching. Ravel calling David Silva. I met David
Ask
Silva
nobody
look
that
like him
never.
now
I
try.
mean, I ask somebody that.
I met David Silva look like him now try.
Hey,
Because
people
I
don't
am
know that
building
about the
people
talent.
around him that will aid him. You understand? That will help him.
Yeah.
And this is what we are talking about. And these are the people who come on social media, come chat a whole heap of things on the people. I listen to them and I agree with them. As Kevin say, all when they put it out there in their eyes. As me say, personally, of course, me love Grant. Defensively, clean like a whistle. And I may say, with his ability on the ball, in the turn over the ball, you know. If you don't notice him keep the ball well too, you know. My problem is that when we are in our build up and attacking phase, he does move a lot. He move, you know, which is more than Aka and more than probably some of the other man. It's just that
Okay.
what I'm highlighting and what I'm saying is that he needs to move some more. Just like how Maggie, of course, he try to defend, but he need more. So we have to be practical with our assessment of the players and give the youth them respect what they needed.
Okay, so let me explain. I think what you're saying, Coach Jerry, um, what you're saying, Coach Jerry, is this, right? Because you're a coach. Tennessee? Let me see if this make more sense to you from my perspective. What Coach Jerry is saying is that if you're going to criticize Magee for not doing enough defensively, when if he's playing CEM, you can't then don't criticize Anthony for doing enough offensively if he's a CDM. Because if you're saying Grant is a CDM, so he's not supposed to do that, then Coach Jerry is saying, well, McGee is a
It's a
CAM.
CAM.
He's not
Yes.
supposed, which is really
And
both of you are really, both of you are right, both of you are right, But the thing is that when you criticize one over the other, you understand me? It is
No
unfair.
level. It's
It's not
unfair,
and
of
level.
Jerry,
course.
and Jerry, I've spoken to the player, and one of the players' concern is that one of the reasons why he's not going to get the ball is because of the shape and the position of the team when we have the ball and trying to play out of the back. The man them too close, so he can't go for the ball because you have players breaking down on him and closing that line that he's supposed to receive the ball and play through.
Yeah.
The team play in a nutshell when we get possession.
But as I've said it, Devon, structure.
Yeah.
Man, stop put up them posts where Eagle Republic them a post now because they not no sense,
No, but
Football,
no.
listen me,
Yeah,
man. Because
yeah.
Eagle Republic them just attack our feelings. As me say, it only annoy me. Jeremy
All
and you
right.
and those players, them the player them the best in the region passing the football. Them not have to do. Why you not go criticize Lionel Messi saying no do defensive work? See him a little bit of Messi though. We say Messi is the greatest. We say Ronaldinho. We say is the greatest. Them do a little bit of defensive work. And what me I try to say in all of this is that you have to find a balance, right? So if Tyreek Magee, as we say, him not give him much, we push him to do a little bit more, but we cannot criticize one set of players. All these
Yeah.
people are talking about. You see what I'm happy about now, Devon? It's annoying me because guess what? We are defending for 85, 89 minutes. So you must see the defensive quality of the players. Look at every other team in CONCACAF. Which other team you still keeping 39% and 35% possession? Tell me.
Okay. No, listen, but what?
Eh?
All right. So here's what. Right. So watch this now. What? All right. So Coach Jerry. So because our role is now to help the people see what we are seeing. So remember, Coach Jerry is saying that Speedy is our best midfielder.
Performing.
Midfielder right now.
Performing. Not
Right?
gonna say in terms of talent or ability or whatever, but in terms of what he has been doing for us in
Right.
all 4 phases.
All right. Right. So he's saying that in terms of performance, Speedy is the best performing. He's also saying that Grant is doing very well in terms of protecting the defense,
protecting the back line or
protecting the
whatever.
defending,
Protecting
hustling.
his ball,
Right.
but he needs to move more to
Right.
help
He
us in
needs to
our
move
build
more
up and attacking play. Yeah.
to help us in that. What he's saying though, so if you're going to say McGee should not play because he's not doing well enough defensively, then a man could make an argument to say
Yes.
Grant should not play because he's not doing enough to help us offensively. That is all it is, Which is all he's saying is that there needs to be a balanced argument. You cannot say drop McGee because he's not good defensively, but play a CDM that is not helping us offensively. What he's saying that if you're going to do it, you must be balanced in your opinion because both players. The truth is, both players probably are needed in the system.
And
Yes.
and if
All
you
the
hear
players
what
will
Jerry
have
says,
something to offer.
Yeah,
and you hear what Jerry says when he was here before he left and came back now, is that he is not here to bash any player.
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying? He's just here to point out certain things that's not happening on the field. And he's right. He's right. He's not beating up on no player. But
hey,
you have, if you're gonna criticize, you have to make it a balance
have a bit
criticism.
balanced criticism. Remember, Devan, I've played the sport, and I know what it is to give you all fans, family members, friends, them bash you when they don't even understand. So this is what I'm saying. We just have to try understand, and that is why my company platform them not feign and a back and forth thing with anybody, but to just explain and show people, say, hey, the game is not something we just have to get up off our feelings and hurt. Cause it's not nice as a player to be criticized when what you're doing, like a Speedy, the amount of grounds where Speedy cover. Me can't believe that the people that see the video. What I didn't do enough is that I didn't highlight Speedy in all the video clips. I just highlighted him with a kind of the first one. You see, if I highlight Speedy in all of the clips, go back and look on the clip. The second clip with Costa Rica, where a ball was played and I think Grant went to help defend. Blake collected the ball and restarted the play. And when progressing the ball up the left-hand side of the field, right? When he progressed the ball up the left-hand side of the field, Speedy was on the right-hand side. Him move up in transition, right?
yeah.
Was involved in the play till Grant come and was on the same left-hand side. So when the ball switch, Speedy was on the left-hand side. And when the ball switched to the right-hand side, Speedy run past Grant and go back on the same right-hand side. Help with the build-up play and carry it back over Grant's side. So those, if you track Speedy, you see the amount of distance where I cover. While Grant them a trickle. And that is why I showed Hutchinson from Canada. Hutchinson is 38 years old. And the clip showing you him fetching left, right, center, back, front. And he plays a part of them double pivot. And I can send you 10,000 more clips with other midfielders who are do the same and do the same dirty work where Aka do, where Grant do, where Speedy do, and them do all ends of the game. So what I'm saying, we just need our players because we just look about helping. Yeah, what we can do for help.
That is
so it's not about criticizing our team, no.
Yeah, but let me say it again because like this Tennessee, remember now, Coach Jerry is not saying McGee is better than Ravel. That's not the point he's making, That's
Who
not the
knows
point.
Ravel my player?
Yeah, man. So if you know him, he wants Ravel in the side. Right? What he's saying though is that sometimes when we criticize McGee and say he's not good defensively and he doesn't defend, he's saying that there are different phases of the game. So, but he's doing well on the offensive end. So don't then say Grant is the best midfielder and then criticize McGee when he's not good in one phase when Grant has limitations also in one phase of the game, which is the offensive phase. But he's not saying that McGee is better than, none of us believes that. But
No,
it's
All
I
right,
mean,
just
when you
it's
look
just
at it,
management.
opinion. No man, let
Grant
me
is
finish. Hold on, let me
Grant is the
finish.
Hold
best
on, management. Let me
CDM.
clear
No
up
man,
something
no,
there,
no, 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 no. Let
management.
me finish. Mr. Porter, because again,
Management. Let me
hold on,
clear up
in terms
something
of
before you go
all right,
further.
go ahead.
Even with the video that I posted, I said nothing about any of them in the defensive phase. If you notice, even Aka, when we lose the ball, Aka then run like crazy if he tackle people. So I did not say anything about that. What I'm saying is when we have the ball. So basically, for the people, me not disrespect nobody, but people no can reason, no make me want to say some things. What I'm saying is that when we have the ball, we lack movement, mobility, and that is why we cannot progress the ball and give players like Antonio, Roof, Leon Bailey, and all these players the ball in good conditions. You hear Craig Butler say it. We cannot do that because if you don't progress the ball properly and generate numbers behind the lines of pressure, you will not get your attacking players in an isolated situation. You not get the lane bear them in a 1v1. So we are going always, if we not
And
do that,
Jerry,
we
and
continuously
Jerry,
go play the
and
ball.
Jerry, and Jerry,
Yeah.
there is only 3 phases in the game of football that allows you that on the ball, away from the ball, and around the ball.
Yeah. I see somebody put up a very Grant is the best tackler, Speedy is the best all-round midfielder in the team right now.
That's what I'm saying, Fabian
Yeah,
Gunner. Simply put,
yeah.
CD is doing because, as I said, and that's why I said, I don't know some people work, they don't listen.
Yeah,
Grant's
man.
ability to even keep the football is so excellent. Him no lose possession of the ball. Me say that. And he make good progressive passes. Me never dispute none of that. Me just
and you,
assure say when we
and
have the ball,
you have to foul him to get the ball from him. And when you foul it, he go down and him hold the ball, he protect the
yes.
ball, him not.
And he's so smart, he's so intelligent. All
Yeah.
I'm saying and all I'm highlighting in the video is that when we have the ball, we walk too much. And that
Much.
is why we have less passing options, and that is why we defenders and goalkeeper have to play the ball long. That is all I'm saying. And
Yeah,
people are
man.
mix it up, and
Tennessee.
I said
Hold
this
on there.
and that.
Hey, Tennessee, no worry yourself, man. Listen, let me
Somebody
tell you.
take a Tennessee phone for me there now.
Hey,
Seriously.
let me ask a question
Hold
before
on,
you go,
Mr. Porter.
Manins.
Come in.
All right.
Come in. Because
Okay,
let me
go
say this
ahead.
to you. Tennessee. These are the kind of I know Coach Jerry. I mean, I'm trying also keep him to know because listen, these are the kind of football conversations we need to have. We have to go,
Healthy conversation,
yeah,
man.
we have to go beyond the surface. So Tennessee, I love the things that you are bringing out because what that does is challenge Coach Jerry to present the kind of information that we can look
Yeah.
into it and bring balance to the conversation. So I don't want people to feel like this is quarrel and thing. No, these are the kind of arguments we need to have in the football so we can learn things. You remember I showed you the picture at the beginning because you can see a couple facing each other or you can see a vase in the middle. Different perspective. So we need to have this thing where me talk when we want to talk and me done. No, we have to
No,
listen
everything.
and take things.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because listen, some people at the end of the day are gonna say, listen, Maggie, we want. I told people this and people beat me bad. And then I'm going to let Mr. Porter come in. I said I would not have started McGee in the game against America. Not because I don't think he's good. Here is why. How the American midfield is set up with the running in the middle, I think it would have been better for him if we kind of held our own for 70 minutes and then bring on McGee to get more space when their legs are more tired. People say me don't like him, but no, it is just what phase of the game I think McGee would be best for Jamaica. That's how I see football. You know, there are times that people have a very speedy forward and they wait until the 20th minute to put them on the last 20 minutes because they believe that at that time his pace is going to be of a greater contribution. So that is my kind of opinion on the whole thing. But Mr. Porter, I'll let you go and then
All
I'll
right.
keep.
Before Mr. Porter go, Mannings, man. What I'm saying to man like Tennessee and them man who them just to them thing is just about who they like and this and that and you see if I saw Mannings, man, we don't need to have a platform like this because I personally think all these platforms, you YouTubers, is for highlight the weaknesses and the strengths of the team and where we can help and where we can go forward. And them that we want to talk about. No. If you have a problem and just want to talk about feelings, go over JFF page, Tennessee. Go post everything and every player where you want to play and all of that over there because of them responsible for football. We just want to over here. So see them support our coach and myself, you know. That's why people like we can look at the football and say, no, this wrong, this right. So when we talk about the game, as a fan, I will never come out after watching the game. Like I watched the game last night, you know, notice me not talk nothing about the Canada game. Because guess what happened? I watch it from a fan perspective. So feelings me I watch it with. So before I can tell you about the game, me have to rewatch it and slow it down and look at everything and make my assessment based on the principles of play and the phases of play. That's how me can do it. So when we come out and we talk Tennessee, it's to educate, you know, on them things so we can say, so you know, just start from a fan perspective. When of course, more on to the talk. Say, yo, play my baller. You feel like me not do that too. But guess what happened? We are talking about serious things, so we have to yeah, we have to have some form of criticism. But even when we highlight the things and I show you, say, see there, the man never want. We need the people in fear run. We still have complain about other things. So that is why probably me now get a little bit annoyed because we are explaining and show you. So now tell me, say, you see it and you still I say, no, I know that. Yeah. You get what I say? Yeah, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, and when you look at the game yesterday and looking at the personnel that plays in that game yesterday, this was the ideal game for Jamaica to get 3 points. You're at home. You're playing a team that's depleted in terms of personnel.
Mm-hmm.
How many players were missing? Now, this is where the coach come in and start think. And yes, you start a hacker in the game. Halftime, you look into it and says, okay, we're still in the game. I think Speedy will give us a little bit more. So now we're gonna change tactics a little bit. We're playing with a 4-2-3-1. And I'm always will talk about this. You need goals to win games. Simple. Why couldn't you have said, okay, since I have Anthony Grant, who has been very, very instrumental in terms of defensive midfield, and he might not be the person who is mobile as Jerry says, but no, I'm gonna bring in somebody who to aid him and drop him in the center of the park and make Anthony Grant just sit. Look at what you have on the bench. Does Tyreek Magee carrying a yellow card?
If Tyreek Magee
Carrying a yellow card.
No. All right, so
you know that yesterday. Hold on now. You know that yesterday I would bring him off the left side.
All right.
He would hurt them so much that even today they will be wiping and nursing their wound. You understand? And you employ the second striker and go a 4-1-3-2 and open up the game and get a little bit more expansive.
Yeah, but what I would say is this. Listen, if I were the coach, because remember I told you I stood up in the stand and said, listen, all right, let me say it this way, people. There was a coach who was in the stadium, and when the referee put up much time, he said, yo, he shouted out loud, and I know Coach Whitmore heard this, and I know he knows the voice of the coach, and he shouted out, yo, put on Magee right now. Don't you see this? All right. So I know Coach Whitmore heard it, and I know the coach knew that Whitmore heard it. Sometimes, I don't know, but sometimes when you are a coach of a team and you hear that on the sideline coming from a coach who have some role in the player's life, it makes you don't want to put them out there. You understand me, Mr. Porter? If you are coaching the team and you know me have a baller when me used to coach and team, I meet up on the sideline and say, yo, Mr. Porter, put on Jerry right now, no man. Put on Jerry right now. Porter, put on Jerry right now. The game need Jerry right now. Right? What would you do? How would you feel as a coach? You see how hard
I understand. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming
so
from.
sometimes I was saying
Yes.
to the people, just use reverse psychology. Say nothing or say, don't make any more change. Don't make any more change. Don't make any more change. And then maybe the change would have been made. But as a coach, sometimes that can cause a next coach not to respond, even if they were planning on making the change. I'm going to give you an example. All right, Donovan Duki, when he lost his job at Mount Pleasant, let me tell you how it went. The first game of the season, they played Harborview. The owner of the club was in the stand, and the owner said, take off hardware. All right, telling him to take off a footballer named Hardware. You know what Duki did? You know who Duki took off? A player who he thought was the coach's favorite, Kesson Hall. He in other words, he totally rejected what the owner was saying. You see, on his way up from the match home, he was fired immediately. Right? So sometimes certain things can affect how a coach make certain decisions. I think McGee should have gone on, but I don't know. But I feel like that could have affected the coach's decision. That's one thing. The second thing I will say is this. Tappa was under pressure. Listen, the stadium was like everybody's eyes were fixed on him, what he was doing, and all of those things. And so, if you're in a 0-0 game, Canada just get a chance. You want to save your job, right? Are you going to take the risk to put on McGee if you think he's not going to defend? I'm just putting two things out there. Because the man we think that the team need to win enough. He's thinking, I'd rather draw the game and get a next opportunity than put a man out there who not going to defend. I'm going to lose my job. I don't know. I'm just saying that could also have played. So those two things, I think, affected him. But if I were in his position, there were 3 minutes left, I would have thrown on a McGee to see if I could get a goal because he's the only offensive player. That is what I would have done. But when I consider those things, it could have affected his reason for putting on the player. If I am a coach, brother, and I'm the father of a child on my team, is out there saying, yo, hey, put on my son, we are the coach and rate my son. And I know that is your son. I'm probably not going to give him no game. Just because I want you. Because if I do that, the next parent is going to come there and cry out for their son. The next parent is going to do it. The next parent is going to do it. You understand me? I understand crying out for the player, but we have to be smart in certain situations, especially when a coach is under pressure. You can imagine Gareth Southgate go to an Arsenal game and in the crowd saying, yeah, Arteta, put on Saka right now. Put on soccer right now. yo, only a Jamaica football and thing. Yeah, we have to laugh, yeah, man. We have to laugh. But yeah, but those, and I don't think the coach in the stand was trying to embarrass. I think he was seeing the game and he really believed that the man could make a difference. I know that Alex Ferguson not going to go to a Manchester United game and in the stand, crying out, Ole! 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 Put on Mason Greenwood. Not going to do that.
It's called professionalism. What is man?
I keep telling you, Bridget, Tappa is no look soft soap. Like, if you know Montego Bay, brother, he might not take no shot, brother. You have to use reverse psychology. You can't, don't try like you're going to try. The worst thing you can do with Coach Whitmore is act like you bad him up to make a decision. I can tell you that. Call it ego, but it's not good. Jason Ferran, you really believe that Alex Ferguson is going to go to a match and in the stand balling out, Ole! Ole! Put on what? He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Yeah, that's all. Go ahead, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, it does not sound good when you have a prominent coach blurting out stuff like that. You know, this is to a national coach. It does not sound good. It easier send him a text message.
yeah. But you do it like quietly. But call him on. Or if you can, you can call him on. Or something like that. But to say it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not going to do that. And I know, like, the Jamaican context of football different, you know. You think you think Pogba's father could go when France team playing and be crying out those things in the hearing of the coach? Not say Pogba because Pogba is a star, but look at any young baller. You can't, like, that is disrespect and it sets a precedent to what will happen.
But sometimes, I don't know, man. Sometimes.
Jesse Ferrer, which team you support? Which team you support, Jesse Ferrer? Go ahead, Mr. Butler. Mr. Butler. Go ahead, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, listen, on a fan perspective, sometime, you know, I remember I used to be in a national stadium and Jamaica playing, and the crowd get up, the whole stadium get up and say, warm up a pearl. And the coach have to warm up a pearl. But that's different when it's coming from a one person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And no fans in the stadium and Mr. Porter.
Yeah,
everything,
you know, echo, everything you hear.
Tappa out there hearing, brother.
Yeah.
You understand me? The man them all I say, hold on there. All right, me hear people in the thing I said. Why I can't go see centre back? Hold on there. We don't have two centre back in the team. Like the coach. The coach hearing those things, bro.
Yeah, because the stadium empty.
Yeah. You understand me?
But I just hope. I know they're supposed to be settling right now in Honduras because I think they left Jamaica early this morning.
Yeah.
And I just hope that Honduras captain
is out.
He also 38 years old. You know that?
Yeah, man. And the right back is out and yellow card.
And the right back is
the starting right back is out. One of the they're missing 4 of their regular starters.
Okay, so I mean they're just like us, missing players. You know, so we have to just go there and take the fight to them. Listen, it's tough to win it is so tough to win in those places. It isn't funny. The stadium, the fans can probably touch you, you know. That's how close the fans are to the field, man.
Yeah.
You know, and they intimidate you. But I think we have enough bite and experience in the team to come away with something. I would take a draw coming out of there at any day of the week and twice on Sundays. But if we get the 3 points, I'll grab it with both hands.
All right. So, do you fear that if we get the 3 points, Tappa still keep his job because no, he has 5 points. Or
Um,
are you
not my call.
okay?
Not my call. I, he he is still our national coach, no
Yeah.
matter what. And that's not my call. I don't know if the JFF before the tournament start has making any contingency plan that in the interim, if we are not getting the results that we're supposed
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think they had somebody even from the Gold Cup, because if I'm watching my coach as a leader of the federation from the Gold Cup, I would have somebody who I think just in the interim that's can come in if the coach we're not getting enough from the coach to come in from the Gold Cup, sit in the stands, watch the game, watch the team, watch the players, make his notes. That if I am the person 4 or 5, 6 games down into the World Cup qualifiers, to replace the current coach, then I know I'm not coming in blind, and I know what the players can do, and I know what I'm seeing. But I don't think the JFF thinks that way, and I don't think they make any plans like that.
All right. So let me people because we're about to close the stream. Thank you so much. It is like 3 hours and 15 minutes. You understand me? So we're going to jump off. But let me say this. Um, right. So from what, like I said, from what I have received, there is a coach. I don't know if he's going in the capacity of a coach or whatever, but this is the first time this person would be traveling for a away game even before the Gold Cup. So I found it very, when I saw the picture and I said heading to Honduras, I found it um, very strange. So I don't know if this means that depending on what happens over there, change is going to be made, or if this is a reconnaissance mission to gather information, or this person is being added to the coaching staff. I don't know. But it is strange enough. But I am going to um do some research. I also observed um two coaches at the stadium having a meeting with an executive member, right? And so at the end of the game, I was trying to eavesdrop in the conversation, but they kind of shut it down. You understand me? So I walked away and left. But I saw two coaches and an executive member talking, and one of those coaches are are from the picture that I saw are there. It's unconfirmed, but I want to be credible in my information. So what I'll do is I'm going to when they arrive in Honduras, I'm going to try to see if I can ascertain, get some information, and by then I can say, well, this person has gone. You understand me? And that is by the end of the day, right? I'll let you know that, people. I promise you. But I am not going to um I'm not going to I am not going to say what I don't know. We can draw conclusions from that.
No speculation.
Yeah, no, yeah, we can draw a conclusion from that. All right, but Coach Porter, I'm going to set you up when the stream is done, man. You understand me? But I can't tell you who, because if I tell you who, and then I hear that no, that is not the reason, then I'm going to look bad, people. You understand me? I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I selected a team, and though I said changes could be made at the last minute, and one person came out. One person came out of the team, you know, my supporter at last minute. And you know the people them beat me bad, so me give them wrong team.
You get it right.
Yeah. I'm telling you. All right, but you have seen these persons. You have seen the individual on the coach's desk already. Let me put it that way. You have seen the person on the coach's desk before, right? Right. So you have seen the person on coach's desk before. He has come up on the coach's desk and spoken. All right. Yeah. So that is the person. The other person has been on my platform before. So the two coaches I saw, one you have seen on the coach's desk, one has been on my platform. But I'm not going to tell you the one that I is in the traveling, all right? Because that would be too much information. So yeah. So you have seen yeah. So I saw them talking with, like I said, an executive member. You're wondering if something is in the pipeline. And yeah, but what I also understand is that there is, depending on what happens, there's going to be, this is what I can confirm though, that there's going to be an interim situation for the campaign. If any change is made, anybody who comes in, it will be for the purpose of the campaign. And then after that, they are going to look at making a hire for long-term sustainability of the football. All right. Yeah, man. So that is it, people. But respect. Listen, fling all of the buckle them, man. Fling all of the buckle them. But we just share the information. You understand me? I don't tell you that anything is going to happen. We just share the information. Not a problem. But respect to everyone who has been a part of the stream from beginning to end. Thank you for all the likes. Listen, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We are now over one. We have had over 1,300 subscribers. We want to get to 2,000, so help us get there. Bridget, me no call no name, no valve me. Me don't want to no valve me on the thing. All my done my dia with me piece of old tarpaulin. I sell me 2 gross Mitchell banana them with the gingy fly them. I fly up and down and me have to fan them down. I kill them off with me $1 for one icy mint them. So no valve me in a no name thing, cause me never call no name. You understand me? So no Claudine no valve me, and Jason Ferrer no valve me. Upbeat boss no valve me in a no thing. All right. Yeah, man. See it, man. No, man, it's all good, man. Yeah. It's a, yeah, man. Yeah, I think Tennessee understand that coach Jerry, man. You understand me? But yeah, Tennessee respect, man. We know I think. Listen, I love my platform because when I ask people to come on, I tell them that when they come on to the program, people are going to ask tough questions, so be prepared for that. All right?
Mannings.
Yeah.
Give Jerry Miller my contact, make him link me.
Yeah, man, I'm going to send it to him.
Yeah, and you can send me his contact though.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
All right, people, respect a whole lot. Thank you again. Thanks to all the love from Canada. You understand? We have a lot of Canadian support. Respect to everyone who, like I said, you have been here. You have been around from beginning to end. Those of you who came on late, hit the like button. Thanks to Mr. Porter, Coach Jerry, just everyone in the comment section. Really appreciate this. continue to work hard to make the program better and give you better information. You understand me? Up to date information as soon as I get it. And believe me, if anything happen, I'm going to make some calls. And even if it means coming on to do a 1 minute video to let you know the name, I will do that. You understand me? I will do that. But I'm going to keep you up to date with what is happening with the development and all of that. All right? Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So bless up. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is Management, aka the I Am Sure Boss. Big up to
Big up
all.
Owen.
Yeah, man. Big up Owen.
Respect.
Big up to Coach Minzy, who I saw. Ryan LFC was in here. Dre Any Weather. People can check out their channels. I like to big up people. The Formula Sport is the next one. Unseen Sports is out there. Jerry Miller Football Analysis. He has a channel as well. Go and show him some love. You have the Military Guna. You have my friend Simon Preston. You see, this is not about management. You can check out these channels. You understand me? And support them. Support them. I always call a name because it's one work, one unit, is one Jamaica and one people. So bless up one and all. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe and be wise.
All right, man.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the date done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.